It is the Thursday edition. I've already started to struggle with figuring out what day it is during training camp edition. The Keyshawn Nixon has a hamstring. He's got two of them, actually. One may be bothering him enough that he's not practicing. I'm sure that'll go over well with some of our favorite supporters of number 25 edition. The training camp day 2 set to kick off at 10:30. We'll hear from Matt LaFleur at 9:50. But a lot of folks talking, including Tucker Kraft, about how Green Bay's chances of winning the Lombardi are better if he's on the field. And he's not wrong. Edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the amazing ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson back in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, serving as a producer. I didn't even know he still did that.
Me neither.
Well, you're doing it today, and we thank you for your service. And from a side studio at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios, running his combine drills, but not today. I'm not even. Was that like what is that? He is Mr. Irrelevant himself. He is Alex Strouf, the host of Green Bay Game Day each week during the football season. The greatest hits are playing on the video stream. Strouf, how you doing today?
Not as well as I thought I'd be doing. Good morning. Good to be with you. Excited football is back. I really wanted to talk about the laundromat I think you are with us from this morning, but then Jesse decided to go ahead and assault me right off the top by playing my greatest athletic achievements. Where are you? Is that your new office?
So it is.
I imagine it's a touchy subject. Look, if I know one thing about Jason Wilde,
it's okay.
It's
all right.
that he doesn't love change, right? Like
it is a touchy subject. So
Corkboard.
Let me take you on a tour here.
What is that?
Those are the shelves that I brought in. Here's the stuff that I'm haven't had time to put on the shelves, my media guides, etc. I have not had time to put up my press passes from my career. If you can look over there, there's a bunch of them that need to be hung. This is, I know if you're watching on YouTube, you're a little disoriented.
It feels like when the Joker sent that video to the news in The Dark Knight. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting here.
Why so serious? So that's the way things are currently. You are 1,000% right, Strouf. I do not like change. I am a creature of habit. Again, let me say this off the top, and I'm not just saying this as a disclaimer. I am extremely and genuinely appreciative that we have offices. Not every team provides those for their beat reporters. And I am in no way unappreciative of that, especially considering I also do a 3-hour radio show that occasionally emanates from here. Having to do it out in the bullpen area with everybody would be annoying to them, no doubt, and a little bit awkward for me. So I am appreciative of that. It's just, it takes me a while to adjust. I need to feel homey, right? Like I got Ted Lasso here. He's here. I've got Bucky Badger, but I just don't have and the other problem acoustically is that I feel like I'm in a dentist office. So it's very echoey for me. Yeah. I don't know how the audio is for everybody else. But again, I want to be very clear. I am very, very appreciative that I have this place to do. I just need to give it a little bit of a homey feel. I am disappointed, though, because our old offices were part of the Lambeau Field tour. And I really enjoy interacting with people and some I always work with my door open unless I'm on the air because I like, I don't mind people walking in and whatever else. I like people. And now the tour does not come anywhere near us. I do get to see them when I'm shooting my stand-ups for News 3 now. But otherwise I'm a man. I'm a man on an island. So it's an adjustment.
So I guess, how do we balance the next couple of days as we try to get the office in tip-top shape, but also like we're adjusting to new players, new numbers, new stories that need to be written? When can we expect the Lambeau Field office to be in tip-top shape for Wilde and Tausch? When can we have that set as an expectation?
I don't know if it ever will be because they've also discouraged us, and I felt seen when they sent out this message, but they don't want any outside furniture because I had a couch in my office, not for sleeping on, but like I interviewed Lance Kendricks there. I interviewed Jordy Nelson. And like an old school feel, which I sold on Facebook Marketplace thereafter, along with some hangers. So I don't even have it anymore. But they don't want furniture. You can't hang anything on the walls, which obviously I had a lot of things hanging on the walls in my office as well. So there's some rules that have been set forth, and I will respectfully follow them as closely as I can. But I do need something to absorb the annoying sound of my voice that echoes throughout this room. So I don't know when, but it'll be a work in progress for a while. Are you I'm curious if you and Jesse, like, I need stuff. Like I got one of my newer prized possessions I got from the Danbury Mint, which I'm sure a lot of moms people have like decorative plates or little knickknacks from them. I got the one of Milwaukee County Stadium, which it holds a very near and dear place in my heart.
Sure.
But do I really need that? It just sits on my desk. But that's how I'm wired. Are you anti-clutter, or do you like knickknacks and such?
Well, like I own, I guess, a collection of like bobbleheads, but it's very small in comparison to you, right? We've all seen your home studio, and I have the pleasure of recording Weekly Wilde every week during the football season, staring at, no offense, the clutter behind you. Now, organized clutter, but clutter nonetheless. So, no, I am not quite to the Jason
It is
Wilde
organized. Level. I appreciate you saying that.
Organized clutter, yes, definitely. But no, I am not at the level of you. No, not even near the level of you.
Well, I mean, in fairness to you, I don't know if there's anybody that's like,
you're not,
like it's I'm not proud of it.
Have you been accused of being a hoarder before? Just out of curiosity.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
no
on
doubt.
This show.
Yes, and you know what really, multiple times by multiple people. I also have this issue and this has happened to me multiple times. I finally get up the gumption to throw stuff away or donate it to St. Vincent de Paul or Goodwill.
Or post it on Facebook
and then invariably
don't
like a
marketplace.
Or there are certainly, some things augmenting the girls' college funds on their hangers. Got some interest in the kids' hangers that I've got listed currently. But invariably I will get rid of something, and then 2 weeks later I'll be like, oh, where did I put such and such? I need that extension, something stupid. And I'm like, oh, I donated that. So it's a problem. I think the first step is always acknowledging the problem. I'm not going to fix it, though. It's not going to change.
Sounds like you're laying down on the couch that used to be in your office right now. Are we having a therapy session about your hoarding?
Well, I can tell you this. I'm going to need a therapy session about this. So as all of you know, our 10th anniversary is coming up for Wilde and Tausch, and there have been discussions on this program about me going out to Pittsburgh before the preseason opener to go see Big Mike McCarthy, and James Campen, and Joe Witt, and a cavalcade of others with Wisconsin connections. One of them, of course, is one Aaron Charles Rodgers. Now, behind the scenes, the last time he appeared on our program was in February of 2020, Jesse?
I think it was technically March. It was like the week before COVID actually set in, which is
okay. I
wild.
knew it was right before COVID hit. I knew
he was
that.
on a plane.
He was unhappy with the NFLPA.
Yeah, I think it was early March.
So, and there were multiple times behind the scenes where he agreed to come on the show, and he was very generous with his time in the early days of Wilde Tausch. We had him on once a year. I think there was one year maybe where he appeared twice. But then he agreed subsequently to come on, and then he would always renege. So I have been leery of a trip to Pittsburgh because, look, I want money, and I'm not in charge of these things because they're way above my pay grade, but I don't want our company to spend money for me to go to Pittsburgh and not talk to him. Like we have teammates and other people that need the funding, and I don't want to squander money. And I don't think our company does either. So I have a buddy, Bert Lawton, who is their head of public relations. And I said, I'm going to go through proper channels instead of texting Aaron myself, because every time I did that, he would say he was going to come on, and then he didn't. So this morning, after having reached out to Bert as they were headed to Latrobe, Pennsylvania for camp, and told him the situation, I have heard back from Bert. This is why I need the couch back. Here's what Bert sent.
Oh boy.
Quoting now.
Come on.
I like Jason. I'll think about it, but I might help him out. Remind me this weekend.
Let's go! He likes you!
Yeah, you're in.
Let's not go.
Yeah.
You're in.
I'm not.
Jason,
no,
come
I'm not
on,
booking
man.
a ticket.
You're telling
huge.
You're telling me if you showed up in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, or Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania ahead of the game, and you told the head of communication with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I am here for one reason and one reason only. I got to meet Aaron's wife. No, wait a minute. I got to interview Aaron about his time in Pittsburgh.
Hey, come on now.
You almost had him.
Don't clip that.
You almost had him.
Jason, you gotta go, man. You gotta go.
That's a yes. If that is I am coming to the party, let me know what time it starts.
Jesse!
That is what that is.
Jason is
many-
the absolute validation you need.
I like Jason. Let me think about it. Is a wonderful in. All you have to do is you got to show him. You know how this guy ticks. You got to show him you want it a little bit. Just tell.
Jesse.
All right, I'm in.
Jesse.
I'm making the flight. I'll be there.
That's his way of saying yes. He's giving you a little ribbing. He's saying, I might help him out. Think about how much time we have spent on all of our shows, but especially this one, reading the tea leaves, trying to figure out Aaron Rodgers over the years, right? When he says something on Pat McAfee's show, what does he actually mean by that? Him saying, I like Jason, I might help him out. He's saying it like this, Jason. I like Jason. I might help him out. That's a yes. You're in.
I have too many times been fooled by the, hey, what's that on your shirt? But boop. I'm not taking that as gospel. I'm just not. I appreciate that he likes me. It's nice. I like him too. I disagree with him on certain things, but I do. I'll be eager to see what the next step is. I may be driving to Pittsburgh at this rate. However, I don't know what the flights will cost by the time we book a flight, but. Yeah. We're gonna stay in a holding pattern here for
if you
for
don't
right
go,
now.
I will legitimately be mad at you. I'm just gonna put that out. If you don't go, I will be mad at you. I'll be disappointed.
What? All right. Let me ask you this,
Sure.
and then we're gonna stay on time today.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna stay on the clock as best we can.
Uh-huh.
If you're gonna be mad at me if I don't go, if I go and I don't get him, then what are you going to say?
That's a loser's mindset, is what I
Are
would
you going to say, no, don't give me that. I'm just telling you the hypothetical.
You're pitching me a hypothetical that won't happen. If you go, you're getting them.
So back in 1999, were you born yet?
I was, yes.
Barely?
Barely, yes.
Mike Holmgren was coming back to Lambeau Field as the coach of the Seattle Seahawks. So the Wisconsin State Journal sends me out to Seattle. I stayed. The Packers had played the San Diego Chargers the week before. I flew then from San Diego up to Seattle. and I'm going to do a big piece on Mike Holmgren coming back after leaving the Packers, Super Bowl champion coach. And I'm there all week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's Thursday, and I still haven't gotten Mike Holmgren. I know where he parks, and I have to stand in. I literally sat in the parking lot at their facility in Kirkland, Washington.
My guy.
And
yes.
ambushed him.
Nice.
I don't want to do that again. I don't. And I don't think the security level in 2026 at NFL facilities
but hold on.
is the same as it was in 1999.
But let's remember what the game is, Jason. It is a preseason game. We were talking about, how old is he these days? 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers?
42. He is 42. Yep.
So you could literally just get like an all-access credential. You have been covering the Packers for 32 years, Jason. These guys respect you.
Season 31.
They respect the heck out of you across the league. So if you say, hey, like, worst comes to worst, I'm just going to head down to the Steelers sideline and say, Aaron, come here for 10 minutes. He's not doing anything. What's he doing? Is he even watching a preseason game? He's not playing. We know that much. They're doing TV interviews all the time during preseason games. You got to go. You have to go.
Kuhn's for sure going to talk to, or no, he does the color now. Carly would talk to him?
Yeah, Carly Murata.
She'll probably talk to him during the game. Like, this entire preseason game exists because this is like a family reunion. Like,
Bingo.
that's why these two teams are
Bingo.
playing, right? Like, it's part of the experience. He knows what this is all about. It's McCarthy's in Pittsburgh, and the first game is against LaFleur and the Packers. Rodgers last season, one time running it back. Sure, let's get the Packers in here for one, and he can shake hands with everyone. He knows what this entire first week is all about. Like, he's going to be all in on this.
If anybody has the right and the ability to write the book on Aaron Rodgers' career, it's you. And when you write that book, you would be missing a massive chapter by not attending the final time he will play his former team, the team he will get inducted into the NFL with, or the Hall of Fame with, rather. You would be missing a huge opportunity to speak with him ahead of what he has announced as his final season. If anybody's writing the book, you're writing the book. You got to be there.
All right. As my close personal friend Bryant Gumbel likes to say on HBO's sports program, let's move on. This is enough about me.
You brought it up, Gumbel.
You brought it up.
I did. Real Sports is that show. I don't think it's on anymore, but man, that was a good show. Soledad O'Brien was on it. We got a lot to get to today. Packers' first training camp practice is in the books. What's going on with Tucker Kraft? What's going on with Keyshawn Nixon? And what's going on with this exchange I had with Goody yesterday? I thought this was one of the best answers I've ever actually gotten from him. We will play that for you after we hear from Tausch telling us about the best windows in the business, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, with Alex Strouf, who I'm not even sure I ever finished introducing because of that video montage, is our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. It's Wilde Tausch.
Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. While you're shopping for new windows and doors, should never include haggling. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing and honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest,
Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
daily 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with with Chris Canty.
He provides the entertainment and he goes overboard in seasons where he doesn't think his team on the field can provide the level of entertainment that he knows the fan base is looking for. He's been quiet this offseason. What that tells me is that Jerry thinks he's got a winner here with Dallas. Now, here's the thing. He's been quiet. The team has not. If you look at what the Dallas Cowboys have done this offseason, they got a player in George Pickens who's a 1,000-yard receiver that's on the franchise tag. Check that box. They traded for Rashawn Gary, former first-round pick from the Green Bay Packers. Check that box. They traded for an off-the-ball linebacker, San Francisco, D. Winters. Check that box. They had 2 first-round draft picks, Malachi Lawrence from Central Florida, and then Caleb Downs from Ohio State, who a lot of people think pound for pound could be the best player in this draft. So the Dallas Cowboys, they have had a very busy offseason.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your premier Michigan golf getaway includes rounds at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Book Monday through Wednesday for best availability. Savor elevated dining and unwind at the full-service Drift Spa between rounds. Grab quick bites in the expanded Sage Run Clubhouse or refresh overlooking the 9th and 18th at Sweetgrass. It's all part of an unforgettable golf experience at Island Resort and Casino. Plan your getaway at islandresortgolf.com.
Summer and baseball go hand in hand. And as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Carbless is helping fans swing into full flavor all season long. Whether you're at the ballpark, tailgating with friends, or catching the game from home, Carbless delivers bold flavor in a convenient canned cocktail that's ready wherever summer takes you. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 100 calories, gluten-free and full of flavor. Carbless. Find your bliss near you at drinkcarbless.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I know Alex Strouf, our cousin sub of the day, cousin subs, we believe in better, is eager to play the world's worst game,
Hey.
yes or no, which we play every week on Green Bay Game Day. I would like to say he's an innovator, but what he really is an idiot. It's a dumb game, but we have fun with it nevertheless. We'll push that back one slot because I do want folks to hear this exchange with Goody, because I thought this was a really good answer. And I have struggled when people have asked me what my expectations are for this team. I have cited you on multiple occasions because during our Summerfest show, The State of the Packers, you uttered the phrase, I don't know if they're going to go 6-11 or 14-3.
Yeah.
Which Then Gabe and I kind of jumped on you a little bit and said, "Well, come on, 6-11." But I don't think I don't think the vibe you meant to convey was off. I think you were right. They could they go 8-9? Yeah, I think it's possible if everything doesn't fall their way.
Right.
And if everything falls their way, yeah, 14-3.
They could very well be a Super Bowl
13-4. Yeah. So I wanted to get and I did end up asking the same question to Matt LaFleur, and he was not nearly as forthcoming or interesting or engaged in his answer. I don't know. I'm just thinking about today. But I thought Goody's answer to this was really telling. So here is that exchange from yesterday morning as the Packers got ready for the first day of training camp. Goody, I know you're not going to stand up there up out your chest and say we got a Super Bowl team. It's not your style.
Practice one, right, Jason? Right.
Right. But you had a pretty damn good football team. 9-3-1 when you lost Tucker and you lost Jaden for a while. When you kind of look at the 30,000-foot view, what kind of team do you think you have? And everything's got to go your way, all that other stuff. But what kind of team do you think you have on day one?
Yeah, I think I've spoken of this before. I really like our group of guys. I like the individual components and the talent that we have, and I think what they're capable of is all the things that we want to accomplish. Teams win championships, individuals don't, and they got to come together. Health obviously is a big part of that. But they got to come together, and they got to do a lot of the things that maybe we didn't do at the end of the year, finishing games, situational football. They got to come together and be really good in those areas. That takes time, takes work. You got to have some lucky bounces along the way as well with health and different things. But I really like the group. Roster building's 365. Like I said, what our team is right now, what it'll be game 1, what it'll be game 8, and so forth. We'll see. But I like the group. I like the way they work. They're good guys that approach it the right way. I like our locker room. So again, we're in practice 1, and I'll not to go Ted Thompson, but hopefully we can get out of it without anything. And but I'm excited you're excited to see what they can do. But there's a lot of work ahead.
Alex Strouf, other than the fact that he used a Jerry Krause-ism, which, if you recall, during the time that Aaron Rodgers was pissed and The Last Dance was playing on ESPN, there were folks that nicknamed him Gutekunst. But that is a Jerry Krause-ism. Teams win championships, not individuals. That's something that Michael Jordan did not really appreciate him saying, by the way. Other than that, your thoughts on his answer?
I guess that's what I expected him to say, right? He's the one that puts together the players on the roster. He's the one that ultimately agrees to sign guys to contract extensions, which they've done a whole heck of a lot of this offseason, right? We've spent time talking about Jaden Reed and Christian Watson and Devontae Wyatt and soon-to-be Tucker Kraft, which I know he spoke about yesterday. This is a good team. We know that at the base level. These are good players. It's a good team who is capable of winning several playoff games. But just how good can they be? And I know we'll spend some time on this throughout the show today after practice number 1, but I've said many times this offseason, this offense is only going to go as far as this offensive line allows them to, because that group is such a question, which teams of the past, when it comes to the Green Bay Packers, didn't have questions with their starting 5. I was thinking back to like 10 years ago when you had T.J. Lang and Josh Shitten and Brian Bulaga and David Bakhtiari and Corey Linsley. You never had questions about that offensive line. You have legitimate questions at all 5 points. But to go back to Gutekunst, you need to have the ability to finish games, which I know that's something he has continually harped on every time you've talked to him since the meltdown in Chicago back in January. How do you get there is the question. Do we know the answer after practice 1? I don't think we do. I don't think we'll know that answer until we see them play to win games rather than play not to lose, which I think is what we saw quite a bit of last year.
I think that's complete crap, and I will explain why I think that coming up. Sorry, Strouf. I was trying to be stir the pot. What phrase am I looking for there? Irreverent. I actually don't think it's crap, but I do disagree with it vehemently, and I'll explain why coming up. I would also say this. I think there are a lot of fans, and look, they may not be nearly as good as we think they're capable of being. I don't think I am not penciling them into the Super Bowl by any means. I think there's capability there of that. I have said multiple times, and you've heard me say it, that I think they're still a year away from that, when they're going to remake their corner group. They're going to have better depth. They got all these picks next year. I think 2027 wager down. That's when I would wager on them going to a Super Bowl. But I see a path there. I am not saying they're the favorite. But I do think there are folks that think they're not very good because of the way the season ended, because they don't like the coach, whatever other reasons. And that I don't see either. The finishing thing I want to get into next, though, because I'm taking issue with how this has become such a prevalent narrative. I will explain why I disagree with it. And someday during this show, we will play yes or no as well. With Alex Strouf as our cousin sub of the day, it's Wilde Tausch. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof, those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Alex Strouf is our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe it better. For Tausch on Wilde Tausch. All right, so here's why I'm going to go so far as to say that I'm annoyed by this narrative.
I'm excited for this.
Full disclosure, I have contributed to it. But as I worked through my story that I'm sure you read as a subscriber to our newsletter on channel3000.com. You know, my very clever lead was the Green Bay Packers begin training camp at an interesting starting point, finishing. And it is not you or me or Jesse or Tausch or anyone who has generated this narrative. Goody's generated it. Matt LaFleur's generated it, right? They've all talked about it. Here's the thing that I don't quite understand. So obviously, the two Bears games are the blatant examples of failure to finish, right? One game, you've got a 16-6 lead at the 2-minute warning. Your seemingly sure-handed wide receiver Romeo Doubs muffs the onside kick. You lose in overtime. The other game is obviously a playoff game. Win or go home, you build a 21-3 lead. You give up 25 fourth quarter points. You lose 31-27. Unacceptable, unbearable, terrible way to lose. Terrible to allow that to happen no matter who you have on your team and who's injured. I'm not excusing it at all. But as I went through to work on this story, my opinion of this changed. And look, Goody even mentioned this when he spoke to the stockholders on Monday. We have no delusions about the areas where we must improve. Finishing games was the first two words out of his mouth. But I went back and looked, and obviously the interception stage for them losing that game, getting a field goal blocked, that's bad finishing too. Again, you'll get no argument from me. And Micah Parsons was on the field there. But Strouf, think back to some of the other games earlier in the season and how well they finished. Like, again, it was way more Jeff Hafley than me, but we did manage to successfully get Enter Sandman played at Lambeau Field in the fourth quarter of a game for Mariano Rivera / Micah Parsons closing the door. Micah Parsons had 12.5 sacks in the 13 games he played last year. 8 of them were in the fourth quarter. He had a big sack late in Arizona, the same game, by the way, in which Love hits Tucker Kraft on fourth down after they were going to settle for a field goal. So 2 different things they do to close out that game. Thanksgiving in Detroit. Micah's got a late sack in the red zone, forces a field goal, and then they get the 4th down completion from Love to Dontavion Wicks. Late in the opener, Micah gets his first sack chasing down Jared Goff as he's scrambling to the sideline, and Jared Goff doesn't see him come. I know the game was out of hand, but that's still finishing. I don't think it is certainly unacceptable the way they lost the 2 games to the Bears. And if they had lost those to Bayport and Ashwaubenon, and it wasn't their arch rivals, I might view it a little bit differently. It's inexcusable. I get it. I am not saying it's okay to choke away games against your arch rival. But I don't think it's the epidemic of bad finishing that it has been made out to be. They lost the Vikings game when they played their 7th graders. They got run out of the building, literally with 307 rushing yards by Baltimore in a game where their quarterback threw 3 incompletions. Everybody forgets Malik Willis was star-spangled awesome that game.
He was so good.
But it wasn't like they failed to finish that game. They played crappy defensively. They were not. That was not a we failed to finish game. So beyond that, there's obviously the 2 weeks early in the season where they end up with a tie with Dallas and they lose in Cleveland. But I don't feel like they were the level that this narrative has reached, I think, is higher than the actual problem. I think it's more about players, not a man. And the other issue I have with this, Strouf, and then I'll let you speak. I don't quite understand how they're practicing this. Well, finish every play, finish every drill. I'm not sure that translates.
I agree with that last point. I don't know how you practice finishing. You can only show that you have the ability to finish, right? And as I mentioned in the last segment, we'll see that come September, October, November. But to your point, I actually disagree with it became a theme, right? Because you referenced it was a theme early in the season. In Cleveland, obviously, kind of the offensive meltdown, the bad interception by Jordan Love late, which led to Cleveland being able to capitalize and win in upset fashion in week 3. Dallas, we know the conundrum they went through in overtime where they just didn't realize the scenario they were in. And then obviously later in the season after Micah Parsons went down. The point you just made, Jason, without direct saying it, was they couldn't close without their closer. Once Micah Parsons went down, they lost the ability to close games because in Denver they had a 9-point lead and they only score 3 while Denver scores like 20 in the last quarter and a half. That Chicago game that they won the week prior, December 7th, the game they won at Lambeau Field, Chicago stormed down the field.
Closed that one.
Well, they stormed down the field, though. They were real close to not closing that one. You're right. They got the interception. I think it was Keyshawn Nixon who had the interception to close out that game. But I was at that game, man. It was uncomfortable because Chicago was moving the football with very little stop. Like the Packers were struggling to stop them from moving down the field, but they ultimately did, I guess, close that game. You can have that one. But Denver, they failed to close. We know what happened in Chicago in the regular season. We know what happened in Chicago in the playoffs. So it became a recurring theme throughout the season, which is why I think it's become such a talking point for Brian Gutekunst, for Matt LaFleur, and for the fan base. Because, yes, you're right, it is amplified when it happens to your arch rival. It is 10x because it happened twice to Chicago in a matter of less than a month. But how do you practice it? That's the answer I don't have. I don't know how you practice closing games, but we'll see if whatever they're doing to practice it pays off come week 1.
All right, Matt LaFleur is going to address reporters here momentarily. I'm going to go ask him when Keyshawn Nixon hurt his hamstring. If somebody else doesn't ask that first.
Please do.
Are you actually going to ask it just like that? Please do.
I'm going to say I'm going to say Keyshawn passed his physical, right? He's not on the PUP list. When did he injure his hamstring? Do you know? And see what he says. If you're looking for better sleep, now is the perfect time to shop at Steinhafels. For a limited time, you can get a free foundation with any qualifying Beautyrest mattress purchase. Queen Beautyrest mattresses start at just $1,499, or you can upgrade to the luxurious Beautyrest Black King adjustable base set and enjoy $500 in instant savings. Plus, with 60-month financing, it's easier than ever to bring home the comfort you deserve. Visit your nearest Steinhoffel showroom. There's one right down the street at Bay Park Square Mall, or shop online at steinhoffels.com. Relax. It's Steinhoffels. More Wilde Tausch with the Tournament of Champions trivia. While I talk to Matt LaFleur, that's next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, it's Ben Brust. ESPN Milwaukee is headed to the Wisconsin State Fair, and we want to see you at Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill. Join Kyle and me live from 2 to 5 August 6th, 10th, and 11th. Grab a drink at the new Sipsconsin Cocktail Bar. Try the Chimmy Brat Changa or can-dried bacon cheese curds. Then play Taste Great, Less Filling at 3 o'clock for your chance to win Milwaukee baseball tickets. Plus, Left's has a semi-private space perfect for your next group outing at the fair. Great food, great music, and ESPN Milwaukee only at Left's.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Look around your office. Does it look like 1994 called and wants its lobby back?
Most brands just show up, often amongst outdated decor.
At Captivate Exhibits, ordinary space is the enemy. Beige walls, faded graphics, that motivational poster no one reads.
That's not culture, that's camouflage.
Captivate designs and builds spaces that don't whisper, they speak. They spark conversations, people lean in.
Stop blending in and start captivating today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Calling all High Life lovers, the Champagne of Beers is making history. They're selecting their very first mayor of the Champagne of Beers region. Share your story, throw your hat in the ring, and show us why you love High Life by visiting the Miller Brewery website. Must be 25 plus to sign up, 21 plus to enjoy. Celebrate responsibly.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
Hi, this is Mike Wood from Callan. Ready to transform your home? Now's the perfect time to refresh your walls with interior room painting from Callan. For a limited time, enjoy up to 20% off interior painting with premium Sherwin-Williams paint. Whether you're updating a single room or giving your home a whole new look, our expert painters can help bring your vision to life. But hurry, this special offer ends July 31st. Visit callcallan.com and click the green button. Callan, design, build, live.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, it's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle. For a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
988 Wisconsin Lifeline. How can I help you?
Share hope, find purpose when you become a 988 Lifeline counselor. The 988 Wisconsin Lifeline provides free and confidential support to anyone in crisis. 988 has experienced tremendous growth, and more statewide counselors are needed. Staffed by Family Services, 988 counselors work remotely, are offered flexible hours, competitive compensation, benefits, and training. Apply today at 988lifelinecounselor.org. Family Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid for by grants from SAMHSA and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wilde Tausch back with you. It's Jesse and Strouf, though, for the time being. Jason Wilde, as you can see if you're watching along with us here on the stream, he's occupied right now, attending Matt LaFleur's press conference at Lambeau Field. So I feel bad. I do.
Why?
Well, because we had these plans for the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions. 16 contestants being part of this as part of our 10th anniversary celebration presented by Steinhoffels. We've seen some epic matchups so far in this bracket. The Live, Laugh, Love region, Tyler in Illinois, Tucker in Wausau advancing in thrillers. Mike the Wedding DJ with a win over Chef Ed at the buzzer last week. The same name region, Matt in West Bend over Matt Coonan. Dan in Brothertown over Dan in Cambria. The Old Reliables, our Blue Bloods. Aaron Mack with the upset of the year over Jerry in the Prairie. Jim on the South Side over Brian in Williams Bay. We've got one opening round matchup left, and neither Jason nor Tausch are here for it.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
And we usually do it in the 11 o'clock hour on Thursday. I'm like, well, I know Jason's going to be at practice. Let's do it in the 9 o'clock hour. And that way, Jason can be part of it. And, I got to go to LaFleur. And so I feel really bad for Tex in the work truck and Mailman Matt. They're stuck with you and I.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a great point by you, Tex, Matt. I'm sorry, but I guess that's a reward for winning. If you want questions asked by Jason or Tausch, you got to win first, and then you'll have the opportunity to have your questions asked by them. But in the meantime, you're just stuck with us. I apologize, fellas.
Well, I don't even know if that's true because they take so much vacation this time of year. You never know if they're going to be around. So. I'm sorry, guys. I really do apologize to Mailman Matt and Tex. They deserve better than what they've gotten. I can tell you this. The show is very credible when it comes to trivia because not only am I here where I get questions and their facts wrong on a regular basis, but Alex Strouf actually does have some trivia credibility to his name. Alex Strouf, proud alum of UW Stevens Point. Host. Oh, you're even donning the shirt. That's nice.
I did that on purpose. Yes.
Tell them what you do at UW or what you did at UW Stevens Point that qualifies you to step in to host the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions.
Yeah, previously in a past life, I was an organizer and a host at the world's largest trivia contest, which is hosted annually at UW Stevens Point in the student radio station, my alma mater, 90 FM. Now I just go back and drink beers with friends and attempt to answer very difficult trivia questions every April. So, yes, participant of the world's largest trivia contest. Those are my credentials, Jesse.
You know what? We'll take it. All right. And with that, so now that the stage is set, our final opening round matchup of the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions, presented by Events by Design.
Wilde Tausch's 10th anniversary presented by Steinhoffels. Nostalgia?
It's the best sports show in the state. It has been since 2016. It will continue to be. It's not even remotely close.
Appreciation.
I'm happy that with our partners and with our fans, we're able to kind of celebrate this.
Fun.
It's clear that you guys have done an unbelievable job of appealing to fans, partners, not as much teammates.
And competition.
The greatest of all time.
16 champions enter, but only one will achieve true greatness. This is the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions, brought to you by Events by Design. For over 25 years, Events by Design has helped organizations create seamless, unforgettable events that leave a lasting impression. Search online Events by Design. We design, you party.
Our final opening round matchup as we celebrate Wilde Tausch's 10th anniversary presented by Steinhoffels. Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions, presented by Events by Design. We welcome in today's competitors, Mailman Matt. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Good to be with the B team.
Yep.
I actually take that as a compliment, to be real honest.
If
B team's a compliment.
If we're considered the B team, I'll take it. Mailman Matt, thank you for taking time out of the route. I apologize to wherever you are delivering that mail that people might be getting some bills and political mail and whatever else they get a little bit later today so that you can carve out some time to compete in this Tournament of Champions this morning. We do appreciate that.
It's an honor to be here.
And he'll be going up against Tex in a work truck, who also is taking time out of his work day. I apologize. I don't know what you work on in the work truck, Tex, but whatever it may be, I hope that whoever you're working for today is all right with you taking a few minutes to compete here in the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions.
Oh, they are fully aware, and they are behind me 100%. They very supportive of me in this, and I'm just glad you guys saved the best for last on this opening round.
Not only with you two as the contestants, but with Strouf and I asking the questions. All right, so officially here, I have what we are calling Wilde's questions. Strouf has what we're calling Tausch's questions. So that way you can at least say you picked Wilde or Tausch, I guess, here in the Trivia Tournament of Champions. I have the coin. NFL Draft will indicate heads. That'll be Mailman Matt. Give Back will be tails. That will represent Tex in the work truck. Good
flip.
Yeah, thank you. And it is heads. Mailman Matt wins the toss. Matt, do you want Strouf/Tausch's questions or my/Wilde's questions?
I'll take Tausch's question.
All right, so Mailman Matt will get Strouf/Tausch's questions. And Matt, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay.
All right.
And with that, we're underway. Tex in the work truck, you are first up in the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions, and I have your first question. In the category Badgers Trivia. Oh, don't sound so down. It's just question one, Tex.
It's question one. You got it, man. You got it.
Which Badgers player started the game with a bang, returning the opening kickoff against number 1 Ohio State in the Badgers' upset win at Camp Randall Stadium in 2010? Was that player David Gilreath, Nick Davis, or John He Could Go All the Clay?
2010 is a long time ago. I feel like Nick Davis sounds familiar, and I'm going to go with my gut.
Nick
Final
Davis is incorrect. I'm sorry, Tex. It was David Gilreath returning that opening kick. David Gilreath. All right, so Tex misses. Maybe he was right. He was disappointed in that being his first category. All right, over to Mailman Matt, which means over to Strouf, which means over to Tausch.
Yeah, over to Tausch, Strouf, and Mailman Matt. All right, we will see if he grunts after I introduce question one's category. Mailman Matt, which is in the category of U.S. presidents. No grunt.
No grunt.
All right, here we go. Mailman Matt. Question number one in U.S. presidents is, according to the legendary made-up parable of American folklore, what did George Washington chop down at a young age that he could not tell a lie about demonstrating his strong moral character? Was it a cherry tree, a cornstalk, or the goalposts after upsetting the Brits in the Revolutionary War?
I love the creativity of C, but it would be A.
Nicely done, Matt. You were on the board and have a 1-0 lead after round one, and we go back to Tex to see if he can get one back.
All right, Tex, let's get on the board here. You're going to need this one.
Ready to rock.
Another grunt. Come on, Tex.
I don't know if Tex belongs in this. I understand you got the B team. I understand. There's a lot to be frustrated about.
That president
question
so
was the Badgers question, Tex. That was so easy.
In fair, I had kids calling David Gilreath's kick return at the Dane County Fair 2 weeks ago, Tex. Anyway, all right, let's not get in his head. This is a big competition here. Question number 2, Tex. In the category of Wisconsin geography.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, all right, longitudinally.
Bing, bing, bing.
Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest west? Farthest west. Monona, Wautoma, or Broadhead?
All right, so between Broadhead and Wautoma. I feel like we were just talking about Watoma earlier this week. I'm going to go Watoma.
That's a tough question.
Well, it's the Tournament of Champions. That's what we expect from the Tournament of Champions. Sorry, Tex. It was Broadhead. You were on the right track. Unfortunately, you guessed incorrectly. All right. And with that, this could be a first. Mailman Matt has a chance to close it out with his second question. This is for the game right here.
Why am I nervous? I'm nervous. This is the high stakes. The music is tripping me up. All right, here we go, Mailman Matt. Question 2 is in the category of Packers trivia. Packers trivia, your category for question 2. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers' final pass as the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers was intercepted by which of these NFC North defenders? Harrison Smith, Kirby Joseph, or Jaquan Brisker?
I'm going to go with C.
Staying alive. Come on, Tex. Come on, Tex. Got to keep it interesting. The correct answer was Kirby Joseph of the Detroit Lions. Jesse, I mean, here's where I think you're stacking the deck against Tex, okay? Mm-hmm. Geography is difficult. All Matt needed to do, which he failed to do, but he needed to do, was think about who the Packers played in Aaron Rodgers' final game. The classic picture of him and Randall Cobb walking off the field together, of course, was against the Detroit Lions. Harrison Smith, famously a Viking. Kirby Joseph, a Lion. Jaquan Brisker, a Bear. Therefore, the answer, Kirby Joseph. But that is, there you go. I thought that was an easier question than what Tex got, but Tex still alive. Needs to get this one right, though.
Here we go, Tex. Need it to stay in the competition. Otherwise, Mailman Matt advances. In the category Sports Current Events. Entering play today. Which of these players leads Major League Baseball with 35 home runs hit this season? Is that player Kyle Schwarber, Ben Rice, or Yordan Alvarez?
I'm going to go with A, Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber is the guess.
Oh, man.
Tex, it's shut out.
Oh, man.
And without even needing the final question, Mailman Matt advances.
Congratulations,
in
Matt.
the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions presented by Events by Design. Strouf, since we wrote this question just for you, just for good measure, it's a gimme. It doesn't matter for the sake of the competition. Mailman Matt, Strouf, why don't you ask him his final question?
Do you want me to sing this or read this?
It's song lyrics, so you have to sing it.
All right, got it. The category is song lyrics. This is just for giggles, Matt. Here we go. Finish these lyrics.
This is the one I've grown at.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Is it because I'm singing or is it just because it's song lyrics? Which part are you groaning at?
Probably both. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a fair point. All right, finish these lyrics to the 2007 hit song by pop artist Colby Calais. Here we go. I've been awake for a while now. You got me feeling like a child now. 'Cause every time I see blank, your wicked smile, your bubbly face, or your hazel eyes.
I'm going to go B.
'Cause every time I see your bubbly face. That's correct. Nicely done, Matt.
He would have walked it off anyway in the end. Wow. Well, there it is. Congratulations. Mailman Matt, you advance in the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions presented by Events by Design. You advance to face Mike the Wedding DJ, and we know who Jason will be pulling for. Matt, good luck, and thanks for playing.
Thanks for having me on. Take care, Tex.
And
hey, good luck, Matt.
Yep.
Good playing with you.
Tex in a work truck. This is where we bid you adieu in the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions presented by Events by Design. But thank you for celebrating Wilde Tausch's 10th anniversary presented by Steinhoffels, even if Jason and Tausch didn't show up to the party themselves here today.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on to do this thing, and be happy to give it another go if you want to give me a chance sometime.
We'll call you for the 20th.
I'll be here. You got my number.
That is Texan a work truck eliminated in our Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions presented by Events by Design. Imagine hosting an event. Strouf and I have hosted events before where you don't have to check your phone, put out a single fire. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could do that. The curated music, the immersive lighting, you look around you, the welcoming atmosphere, that is what you want from a star-studded event. Everything coming together seamlessly. The guests are smiling, the conversations are flowing, and you're not worried about what's happening behind the scenes at all. That's because Events by Design handles the planning, the production, and every detail that makes your next event unforgettable. We're looking forward to working with them ourselves for the Wilde Tausch 10th anniversary event going on Labor Day weekend up in Green Bay. You can focus on your guests instead of the to-do list. Just get started today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party. Thanks again, Mailman Matt and Texan a work truck in the Wilde Tausch Trivia Tournament of Champions, presented by Events by Design. Jason Wilde, I think he's going to be back with us already. He'll recap what Matt LaFleur had to say at the podium before training camp practice number 2, and then he'll head down to practice, host the second half of the show live in Green Bay as the Packers get back at it for day 2 of training camp. That's all coming up to kick off the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
You never know when someone you care about might need a place like Curative Care. For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. They help families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood. They connect parents with resources, provide guidance through challenging times, and create a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org. That's curative.org. Do it today.
Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. This spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade and blackberry iced tea and lemonade. No bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Marquette Basketball head coach Shaka Smart here, and you're listening to the home of Marquette Basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say Kissing Cousins, Pack Bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And we'll end this crazy game in a tie. Oh, my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch with Alex Strouf in as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. And Jesse, who has been in that role each of the last 3 days, back, I don't want to say where he belongs because he's an adept host and he's going to hurt his feelings. That's not true, but back where he excels at the highest level, and that's producing the program. Unless it's telling us the different live reads we have in the rundown.
This is by far the longest I've gone since being in the producer's room, like over a stretch of almost a month. I feel like I'm not acclimated back here at all, and then I'm still going to be out of here the next couple of shows. So this is a weird stretch of time for me. So I apologize if things go awry here at any point.
So far, so good.
Sounds like excuse making.
Just going to get ahead of that here.
Well, yeah, he's really good at excuse making. You've worked with him for how long, Jason? That's where he excels, is excuse making.
Finger pointing.
It is one of his many strengths.
And delegation.
Yeah. Delegation, man. You were great. You've always been great at that.
Know your strengths.
The delegoat. All right, so we talked to Matt LaFleur. We covered a lot of ground with the head coach. Okay. But I am sorry to report. Well, as I say all the time, it's not about the question, it's about the answer. So it doesn't matter who asks the question. We got the answer we were looking for, although I'd be lying if I said that I was thoroughly convinced. There's a smidgen of skepticism rattling around in my brain.
All right, rip off the Band-Aid. What are you talking about?
Matt Steinman of The Athletic, the first question out of the chute to Matt LaFleur was, when did Keyshawn Nixon hurt his hamstring because he passed his physical and was not on the PUP list? Just as we discussed before I stepped away, he phrased it essentially how we talked about. And Matt LaFleur basically saying that he felt some tightness in his hamstring, but he's got to be out there today. So I guess that gives you some legitimacy that unless it was a one-day kind of, demonstration, kind of like, doing a sit-in the principal's office because you're unhappy with the lunch menu at your high school or something. You do it, and then it's over, and then you're stuck with the lunch menu that they're going to be feeding you regardless. You're not going to affect any change. Matt LaFleur's saying that Keyshawn Nixon will practice today. He'll be out there when we're out there in about 15 to 20 minutes. Strouf, I would say this to Keyshawn. I don't know how much it's going to help you, even though I agree with him if he was trying to send any sort of message. I know we have fans of this show that think I'm wrong. That's okay. We can agree to disagree on this. But he's underpaid for a number 2 corner in the NFL. It's not his fault that he's your number 1 corner. That is Goody and how he's handled that position. He drafted, before this season, he drafted 3 corners in the previous 4 drafts. They're all in the 7th round. So, you can dislike Keyshawn Nixon, but I'd like you to at least acknowledge that the reason he's the number 1 corner is because there aren't better options at this point. Maybe Brandon Cisse ends up being that guy at some point, maybe even this season. But what I would say to him is it's not going to help you because they clearly aren't going to. We saw it with Elton Jenkins. They're not going to do anything with your contract. So instead of giving Brandon Cisse the opportunity to have eye-opening moments and get people's attention, you might as well just go suck it up, Buttercup. And that doesn't mean I don't agree with him. It doesn't mean that I don't think he's underpaid because I do believe he is. I just don't know what the upside is. How do you view it?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it's matter of fact, right? He is underpaid. He is the number 1 cornerback on this depth chart. He's the number 1 cornerback on this team. Obviously has elevated his play to that level where he is on the field as much as any cornerback on the roster the last couple of seasons. So that is a fact. But to your point, I was going to bring up the name Elton Jenkins because this is what they did last year. They viewed him as underpaid. He wanted more guaranteed money. He did everything they asked, including switching positions last year. Elton Jenkins, this is, to center. And then obviously the unfortunate injury ended his season, and they bid him farewell this offseason. Keyshawn Nixon entering the final year of his contract. This all but guarantees, I would imagine, Jason, and you'll have better insight on this than I will, but if he's going to bite the bullet and say, all right, I'll play for the $5 million guaranteed cash this year, I would imagine this is Keyshawn Nixon's final season as a Green Bay Packer. I don't think I'm going out on a limb by making that guess.
No, maybe something does change. I think maybe he plays well during the first half of the season and they sign him to a 2-year extension and he gets some money. But he's 28, going to be 29 years old. I know they've added some 30-year-olds lately, but I don't think that's going to be a trend. I think they're going to remake the corner position. I do. I don't know if they're going to re-sign. Your guy, Carrington Valentine, is in the last year of his rookie deal as well.
Great point.
So, they've got Brandon Cisse, who they drafted. They signed Benjamin St. Juste in free agency, who I'm not predicting for him to become Deion Sanders.
Right.
I think there's a chance he's going to be better than Nate Hobbs was. That's not a very high bar of expectation, given how that season went for Nate with his injuries and his inconsistent play.
I guess, Jason, the two things on the cornerback room. Number one, and we talked about this at length during State of the Packers with Gabe Neitzel a couple of weeks ago at Summerfest. I'm not as worried about the cornerback room as it seems some Packers fans are. I think it's as simple as if you can get pressure after the quarterback, your cornerback room will just look better. I mean, we saw that last year before Micah Parsons went down. When you're creating pressure, your cornerback room just naturally looks better. The other piece of this is, though, you just mentioned it, reinventing this room. I think that's a couple years overdue. As that Jair Alexander situation played out, is he or is he not going to be? I thought that's when they should have pulled the trigger. We saw Gutekunst do this a couple years back with the safety position. They let Darnell Savage and everybody else walk. I'm forgetting who else was even part of that group. Jonathan Owens, Simone Biles' husband, I think, was part of that group.
Yeah, my guy, Rudy Ford.
Rudy Ford, yes, your guy. But they signed Xavier McKinney in free agency, and then they went out and drafted 3 safeties, 2 of which looked like total hits entering year 3 in Evan Williams and Javon Bullard. This feels like a season or two too late when they should have done this with the cornerback position. Now, I know they attempted to last year, to your point, with Nate Hobbs. It just didn't work. So now they draft Domani Jackson. They draft Brandon Cisse in the second round. There's obviously a lot of expectations around Cisse and if he can be a year-one contributor. But next year is going to be a new year for this cornerback room, I would imagine. But we will first see how good they are in 2026. Does as you could like to call him, my guy, Carrington Valentine, did he get better at tackling in this offseason? That's a big question because he's had some really good moments as a seventh-round draft pick. He was thrown into the action unfairly, I would make the argument, because of Jair Alexander's will he or won't he play the last couple of years, obviously 2 years ago and 3 years ago. So we'll see if Valentine has improved his game. We'll see if Keyshawn Nixon can cut down on the penalties, and we'll see if Cisse can be a contributor in year one. I'm not that worried about the room, but Keyshawn Nixon is your number one guy and fairly thinks he should be paid more if that was the case yesterday on a one-day demonstration. But it's the Elton Jenkins situation all over again. He's going to play his final year as a Packer and likely will be shown the door at the end of the 2026 season, which I think some Packers fans will be happy about, some maybe won't be, depending on how he plays in 26.
Yeah, and again, 2 things can be true at once. First of all, he's not I understand he's a lightning rod. There have been players dating back to my childhood and a guy named Estes Hood drove people crazy. He was always Elvis Toast Patterson, who came along at one point. We all understand why a corner would be nicknamed Toast. There are just guys that are lightning rods, whether it's his personality or turning down that tackle at the goal line, whatever it is. I get it. He's a better player than a lot of people feel he is. I think if he stays healthy, he can be a decent enough corner that they can win a bunch of football games. It would help if their pass rush is effective. So he and Cisse and Valentine don't have to cover for as long. But again, I'm very curious to see how this season plays out at that position, because I'm with you. They're going to have a boatload of picks next year. They're going to pick a bunch of corners. Maybe they sign somebody else in free agency and let both of these guys walk. But it will be just the safety comp that you delivered was perfect. That's exactly what they're going to do. And they've started the process a little bit earlier this year than they did with safety that time.
Well, it seems like, and I know you've probably got to run to practice here in a few minutes, but I am curious what the talk around the building is about Brandon Cisse, because maybe I'm just having PTSD of high draft pick from a year ago who didn't end up contributing all that much in the regular season with Matthew Golden. But Brandon Cisse being your top pick this year, it seems like all of the commentary around him is, yeah, this dude's ready. Despite being, 21 years old, it seems like the talk is, yeah, he's going to be ready to contribute. And obviously he's going to have a boatload of opportunity because that room's just, frankly, not that strong in terms of top heavy, right? You've got Nixon, you've got Valentine, you've got St. Juice, but Cisse as a second-round pick, he's going to have opportunity. And I'm curious, I don't know how much takeaways you can take from shorts and T-shirt from practice one, Jason, but I am curious what you've seen from Cisse and if the hype around him is real.
Well, Matt LaFleur was just asked about him. The quote was this: the skill set, I think we can all see that. He's a guy that's hungry. For a young guy, he's a pretty mature kid. You're right, he's 21 years old. Loves football. That's the best way to put it. He's going to get better and better the more reps he gets. I would still say, and again, I'm not a purveyor of corner play. You know, I'm going to ask Tramon Williams. Maybe he goes out to practice today. He can watch him for me before he gets inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame tonight. There's a guy that became a fantastic top flight corner. Yeah. I think he looks to me like a guy who could be good eventually, but is a little bit of a project. And you can see, like Matt LaFleur said, he's got the qualities you want, but there's a big difference from doing it for 3 years in college, 2 at NC State, and 1 at South Carolina, and then doing it in the National Football League against, say, Justin Jefferson in the opener. So I think he's made a good first impression, but there's a long way to go from there.
So did Matthew Golden, right? So did Matthew Golden.
He did. We saw how his season played out.
Did he drop a ball in all of training camp last year? Maybe one?
Because I do a radio program, I don't chart those as effectively as others, but I was told that he did not drop a pass in camp last year. Whether or not that was accurate, I don't know. I can't confirm or deny.
Fair enough. But
I'm usually standing in the shade.
Regardless, that's my point. Like, I have a little PTSD of, I built myself up so high. I was so excited to see what Matthew Golden would do his rookie year. We saw the skill set on display in the playoff game, but you didn't see it a ton in the regular season. And I fear, and maybe I'm not letting myself, I'm guarding my heart a little bit with Brandon Cisse because I do have a lot of excitement for him. I'm hearing all of the buzz around him. But will he actually get the opportunity to contribute come week 1, come week 4? That is the question that remains to be seen.
I want to get into a little bit about the kicking situation before I head down to practice and before you guys play trivia. So we'll do that coming up. I want to remind you, I saw signage from our friends at Associated Bank everywhere. They are the official bank of the Packers. But they also, of course, have Brewers checking. And you can save all kinds of money with the Brewers with your Associated Bank Brewers checking account. 20% off the Brewers team store. 50% off selected game tickets. You can save on running in the 5K and 10K famous Racing Sausages run or walk. You can save on your enrollment into the Brewers Baseball Academy. All those things, plus entrance through the Associated Bank gate, so you can tailgate a little bit longer and get through into the stadium in an express fashion. So go to associatedbank.com/Brewers to find out more. More Wilde Tausch with Alex Strouf as our cousin sub of the day. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Ben Brust. ESPN Milwaukee is headed to the Wisconsin State Fair, and we want to see you at Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill. Join Kyle and me live from 2 to 5 August 6th, 10th, and 11th. Grab a drink at the new Sipsconsin Cocktail Bar. Try the Chimmy Brat Changa or can-dried bacon cheese curds. Then play Taste Great, Less Filling at 3 o'clock for your chance to win Milwaukee baseball tickets. Plus, Left's has a semi-private space perfect for your next group outing at the fair. Great food, great music, and ESPN Milwaukee only at Left's.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience saving businesses money. I want to speak to you small business owners and make a bold statement. I will bet you our team can put at least $25,000 in your pocket. Yes, you heard right, $25,000. We work closely with small businesses to help them use tax strategies and develop processes and procedures to make their business generate cash to keep in their pocket. My team and I have saved clients thousands of dollars by using our knowledge and experience to develop strategies tailored to your business. Would you like to see if you can do it? Your only cost is 33 minutes of your time. That's right, just 33 minutes, and who knows how much you can pocket. Remember, you earned it, we help you keep it. Call us at 414-325-2040 and ask the $25,000 question. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high-alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Packers training camp day 2. Practice starting shortly, but I wanted to get to this before I headed down there, and that is the kicking situation. There's a movie with Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington called Philadelphia, which I think
Story.
that's one of the next thing. Oh, that's Tim Allen.
To infinity and beyond.
That was a great pop.
I think we should redo Toy Story with Buzz Lightyear as Denzel Washington.
It's the best idea you've ever had. No offense to Tim Allen. Loved him
Toy
in Home
Story
Improvement.
6.
Loved him in
Yeah,
Home
Toy
Improvement.
Story 6.
Man, that was good.
So
Jesse.
We're going to Sid's house to get Woody back.
Did that sound like Denzel Washington?
Not really, but it was still funny.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Denzel Washington at one point in that movie says, "Explain this to me like I'm a 4-year-old." I'm going to ask you to do that, Strouf. Explain the kicking mentality here like I'm a 4-year-old. You had 2 guys that kicked in games that counted last year. Now none of them are here.
Yeah.
And it's a rookie 6th-round draft pick against a rookie / first-year German import who isn't even their international pathway program player, at least right now.
Oh, they can designate that later. I was curious.
Sure.
About that.
So they take the tight end from Sydney, Australia, and if they don't want to keep him, they can then make.
Hold on. I don't know which impression was worse in the last 2 minutes. I don't know if it was Jesse's Denzel or you're Australian.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Both pretty bad. All right, continue. Sorry.
Good eye. Sydney, Australia. Explain it to me. Explain to me what they're doing, because everybody keeps asking me to explain it. And what I say is they're just clearing the runway for Trey Smack.
Yeah, they've handed him the job. I was going to try to make like a daycare analogy about sharing your toys, but I don't think I can land it because they've just cleared out the daycare is what they've done, right? Like a rich parent has effectively rented out the full daycare for one kid, and that's, of course, the 6th-round draft pick in Trey Smack. I don't know. It's driving me nuts. I don't know why you keep Lucas Havrisek on the roster all offseason and then release him the day before camp just to bring in a guy who isn't real competition. Maybe you stash him, to your point, as an IPP player on your practice squad. But I don't get it at all. Trey Smack, again, I don't want to sit here and act like he is definitely going to be a carbon copy of what Anders Carlson was a few years ago. But the idea of a rookie kicker on a team with championship expectations scares me. It just does. Because you look at, and I forgot who brought it up, I think it was Gabe Neitzel the other day when I was in on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, weekday morning, 7 to 9 on ESPN Milwaukee. He brought up Tyler Loop, who was the best rookie kicker last year for Baltimore. And in a win-or-go-home game at the end of the season, he missed a kick. Now, New England also had a rookie kicker last year. New England made the Super Bowl. So it is doable, but the track record is a little all over the place. So the whole handing him the job with no pressure does scare me a bit, because now he is entering a situation, Jason, in which there's no real pressure, right? You're kicking, it's your job. You are going to be the kicker for the Green Bay Packers in 2026, which probably would have been the result anyway had you kept Lucas Havrisek around. But now it's, even if you miss a kick in a preseason game, man, you're our guy. We spent a draft pick on you. You're our guy. I don't understand why give him no additional pressure, because in week 1 at US Bank Stadium with the Skull chants going on in the background and you're lining up for a game-winning kick, that scares me a little bit in his first NFL regular season game. So I'm confused by the approach by Green Bay. I'm confused why they cut Brandon McManus after he got his $1 million bonus. Maybe he asked for his release. I'm confused why they held on to Havrisek until the day before camp, and now I'm confused by this Lenny Craig situation, which clearly isn't real competition. None of it makes a ton of sense to me, other than it leads to it's Trey Smack's job, it's always been Trey Smack's job, and it will be Trey Smack's job.
Right, and in fairness, the Packers have 2 rookie kickers in their history that were really good as rookies too, right?
Yeah,
Ryan Longwell kicked for a Super Bowl team as a rookie. They lost the Super Bowl, obviously, to Denver, but he was in a Super Bowl. And Mason Crosby, as a rookie 6th-round pick, kicked for a team that played in the NFC Championship game in 2007. So it's possible. To your point, that's what I don't understand. And that was kind of what I was driving at with Goody. Like, if he's going to face pressure in crucial moments in games, then isn't there value in having him face the pressure of direct competition in training camp? And they just don't. The bottom line, Strouf, is they just don't see it that way. They just don't. And whether or not that's
right,
and whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But part of Goody's answer too about Smack was that essentially we know there's going to be growing pains with all rookie kickers. Well, here's my issue with that. And again, let's not lose sight of the fact that Brandon McManus missed 3 kicks in the playoff game, and if he makes all those kicks, I'm sorry. I don't think they're drafting Trey Smack. I don't
I
care if
agree.
he's the highest rated player on their board. They're not drafting him.
Totally agree.
But like let's not forget that when you lose one game in your season, whether it's the Fail Mary game in 2012 or other games that affect the way you're those games can come back to haunt you.
Totally.
They can be the difference between playing a game at home in the playoffs or playing it on the road. It can be the difference between getting a bye and not getting a bye. So if that growing pain, look, and Chewy tells this story all the time, like, in week 2, I think it was in Philly, I was at the game in 97. Ryan Longwell misses a 28-yard chip shot at Veterans Stadium on that old AstroTurf concrete field they had there, with Vince Papale from Invincible running on it. But that didn't come back to haunt them. Now, it did cost them home field advantage in the NFC Championship game. They just went to San Francisco and won. But again, that's the margin for error, and that's 30 years ago. And the margin for error is even closer now. So I just, to dismiss it as, every young kicker has growing pains. Yeah, you're right. They do. I just hope for your sake that growing pain, that whatever he experiences doesn't cost you a game, and then that costs you in where you land in the playoff picture.
Look, I mean, there was so much frustration in that wild card loss to Chicago, right? The third quarter, the offense couldn't do anything, and that even leaked into the fourth quarter a bit, where I think they just had so many 3-and-outs. But missed kicks were a huge part of that. He missed 7 points worth of kicks, and it led to an 11-point swing in what ended up being a 4-point game. So, yeah, Brandon McManus is going to wear that. He's going to wear a lot of that blame. But what happens if that happens again with Trey Smack? Are you drafting another kicker? Are we just going to continue to ride this crappy kicker carousel that we've been on the last 3 years as Packers fans? Brandon McManus seemed to be the solution. He obviously wasn't. Lucas Haversek is going to be a great bar trivia answer over the course of the next couple of years with holding the franchise record for the longest kick. But why not give him an opportunity? Now, he was probably never going to win the job anyway, Jason, right? It was Trey Smack's job to lose. But at least you have a guy who has done it in the NFL. Maybe not always well. Lucas Haversek was unemployed for a reason, right? He was thinking about becoming a substitute teacher for a reason because he hadn't always done it well. But when he did it last year, he did it well. And the Packers kept him around for what we thought was a reason. And then the day before training camp, never mind. Thanks for your service. Go back to the classroom, brother. I just don't really get it.
Yeah. We will see how that plays out, but it'll be interesting if the chickens come home to roost later in the season because of this decision. And by the way, no one thought Ryan Longwell was going to win the job either against the draft pick.
Right.
So you never say never. So we'll see. We will see. We don't even know if Trey Smack's going to kick today. They're working out some long snappers because Matt Orzech is dealing with a calf injury, and they don't have any other long snappers. They used Sean Ryan yesterday, who did fine, I guess, ish.
Let's let him focus on being an actual center, though, right? He's only played 7 games at the position. Let's let him focus on that.
Totally agree. All right. You guys are going to play trivia while I head down there. Is that correct?
That's my understanding.
That's the plan.
All right, Jesse, what is the category?
Unless we want to
What
spend the
color do you
entire segment coming up with other actors that could have voiced Buzz Lightyear, because I've got like, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, dude.
Do you do a Jeff Goldblum?
No, not really. No. I told you I don't.
Apartments.com.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Sure.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman would be that. I don't think they'd make 6 movies. No offense to him, because he's got chops, man. But like, if Morgan Freeman was the voice, I don't think they're making it to 6 movies. It'd be scary for children.
We're gonna play trivia, although that is fun. And it's kicker trivia. Name that Packers kicker. How about that? Wow, we timed it up perfectly. What an operation we run around here.
We do indeed. All right, we will do that. You get 3 points for a field goal. You get 1 point for an extra point. Brandon McManus left 7 points on the field in Chicago. So let's take caller 17 because that was his jersey number. Caller 17 right now, 844-770-3776.
We got there.
844. Well, all those numbers were too low. And I kept going and thinking, no, those aren't going to work. No, that's not going to work either. Caller 17 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 17 plays trivia after I tell you, you don't have to hop on a plane to go to Latrobe or board a cruise ship to feel like you've escaped. Your next getaway is waiting in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Start with the stay, the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And man, if you're hungry, there's so many great places to eat. I've eaten at the Dream Dance Steakhouse. I've eaten at the Marketplace. I love Rock and Brews and my salmon that I get every time I'm there. I've been to the Canal Street Cafe and the Cream City Coffee Company. Ruyi Asian Kitchen is the one left on my to-do list. And they've got food and drink specials happening every single day. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out, all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Strouf and Jesse play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hey, Tom, I just really can't get my kids off their phones lately. What's your secret, man?
I told you last time, go to PrecisionSportsOnline.com and buy a hoop. And while you're there, include their court line painting. You'll thank me later. PrecisionSportsOnline.com. That's PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
At Associated Bank, we know it's not always fun thinking about saving. You know what is fun? Not thinking about it. That's why we call it automated savings. You save automatically. How much you want, how often you want, for whatever you want. And if you don't know how much to save, well, that's why we're here. We'll suggest an amount so you hit your target without ever thinking about it. See, saving can be fun, especially when it's automatic. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for MoMA. Battling a sore knee, a shoulder, elbow, hand, neck, back, or foot pain? MoMA can get you back in the game. MoMA is the new Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance, connecting trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, with expert care and innovative treatments provided in their offices. The Surgery Center, Ortho Laser, Smart Scan, or MOSH. With the best orthopedic care and recovery, MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Call or walk in today. Visit MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMAMKE.com.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
It's a summer of big wins with WinFest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Just play with your Potawatomi Rewards card for entries and your chance to win cash and reward play all summer long. Then keep the excitement going, because all your monthly drawing entries roll over into the WinFest final drawings on September 25th, where you could win cars, dream vacations, free play, and cash. Don't miss out on WinFest, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Milwaukee just got hotter. Announcing the Buys of Summer sales event at Wilde Automotive Group. Get the lowest prices guaranteed on new vehicles. We'll beat your best price by $500, or we'll pay you $500 cash. Guaranteed. Shop over 1,500 vehicles and make no payments until September. 11 brands, 10 locations, one easy experience. Don't miss Ewald's Buys of Summer sales event.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
With approved credit, interest accrues from date of purchase. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day.
gimmicks. Nope. No shortcuts. Nope. It's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. You betcha. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle. For a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. No, no. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Wilde Tausch continues on this Thursday. I'm Alex Strouf, your cousin sub of the day, cousin subs. We believe in better in for Tauschi. Jason has stepped away. He is heading down to Packers training camp practice number 2, so we will reconnect with him in a moment. Get some key takeaways from practice number 2. I can't believe it's already football season, man. Summer flies. Jesse Nelson, of course, producing the show back at the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. And it's everybody's favorite time of the show. It's time to play some more trivia. Let's go, baby. Time for Wilde Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. Cool down with the summer shake from Cousin Subs. Enjoy 4 delicious flavors: vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and mint. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. And by Vortex Golf. Trivia winners this week receive a hat, ball marker, sticker, and a blade rangefinder courtesy of Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
So something I love about Wilde and Tausch, and specifically Wilde and Tausch trivia, is you never know where the contestants will pop up. So me and Jesse in the break were doing our research on Greene County, which is way south. The biggest city in said county is Monroe. Our contestant today at Wilde and Tausch trivia, presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf, is Scott in Brandtown, which I am not familiar at all with. Brandtown, Wisconsin. Scott, welcome into Wilde and Tausch. Tell me one fun fact about Brandtown, Wisconsin.
Oh, we got 2 bars, Greene County Trail for snowmobiles and UTVs go right through it.
Of the 2 bars, do you have a favorite bar? Or do you give, are you like Switzerland, you give equal time to each?
Oh, I give equal time.
Yeah, that's my man, Scott.
Go boo in a bar.
Go boo in a bar.
Scott in a bar.
Scott in Brandtown should run for mayor of Brandtown if that's a position, because he likes both bars.
You
equally.
don't know that he's not the mayor, in fairness.
That is a fair point. Scott, are you the mayor of Brandtown?
I am not.
Okay. Got it. Well, we should work on that. But let's see how you do in trivia first, because we need a smart mayor in Brandtown if we're going to get a mayor. All right. Yeah, it's Wilde and Tausch Trivia. I've got 3 questions, 3 multiple choice answers to each question. And here we go with question number 1 in the category of Name That Packers Kicker. Question number 1 for you, Scott in Brandtown. With 1,918, he is the Packers franchise leader for most points scored all time. Name that Packers kicker. Is it Mason Crosby, Chris Jackie, or Craig the Leg Karmazin?
I believe it is Crosby.
And your belief would be correct. That is correct for question number 1. Craig the Leg Karmazin, of course, the host of Sunday Karma, Sundays at 10 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin. All right, question 2. And name that Packers kicker. He was brought in during the 2013 training camp to compete with Mason Crosby, the aforementioned Mason Crosby, for the kicking job. Name that Packers kicker, which Mike McCarthy could not do when he accidentally called him Sergio, I believe on multiple occasions. Was it Giovanni Soto, Mauricio Dubon, or Giorgio Tavecchio?
You talked about it this week, too. I can't remember. I'm going to guess A.
Guessing A, which is Giovanni Soto. That is incorrect. It is the legendary Summer.
It was B.
It was not B. You just toasted it, buddy. It was C. It was Giorgio, the legendary summer of Giorgio Tavecchio. I remember I was at the training camp practice, and then he got cut like right after, and that was right when Twitter became a thing. I was in the Packers Pro Shop, and I got the tweet from, might have been Wilde, I don't remember who tweeted it, that Tavecchia was cut right after, I think it was the final training camp practice of that season. Neither here nor there. Let's move to question 3. Ryan Longwell. He gone. Ryan Longwell, also no longer on the team, kicked from 1997 to 2005. Mason Crosby kicked from 2007 to 2022. This player was the kicker for the gap year between those two legendary kickers in 2006. Was it Al Del Greco, Dave Rayner, or Sean Slocum?
Was it Rayner?
Was it Rayner? That sure was. It was Dave Rayner. There you go. Scott and Brantown gets question 1, question 3, which means you've got 3 of the possible 4 entries into this week's drawing on Wilde Tausch Trivia, which, of course, is presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf. You had a question mark on that answer, but you got it right. This isn't Jeopardy, but we're still going to count it for Dave Rayner, who was the Packers kicker in 2006.
You bet.
Scott, you have earned yourself a trip to each of those bars in Brantown after getting 2 of the 3 questions correct. Thanks for playing, buddy.
Go boo in a bar.
Go boo in a bar. Which hopefully you won't be doing too much of during this Badgers and Packers season. Scott in Brantown.
Morale is up. Morale is back up.
Morale is up, man. Like I heard Fickle speak at Big Ten Media Days earlier this week, and I read the piece that was written about the team in The Athletic. Like, Jesse, you know me. I've been a Fickle doubter after that first season where it was really downhill. He's got my attention, and the schedule's easy. So 8-4 shouldn't be viewed as an impossible accomplishment for this Badgers team. Now, morale may go down because they play the 4th best team in the country at Lambeau Field to open the season, but maybe there's an upset brewing like there was back in 2016 against 5th-ranked LSU at Lambeau Field. So we will see. But I've got that itch. I've got that itch with training camp starting and hearing Fickle talk at Big Ten Media Days. Football's almost here, Jesse. I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up for football season. And maybe the Badgers, as long as the quarterback stays healthy, which still hasn't happened under Luke Fickle, they might be like a very watchable product this year, which is exciting.
I'm excited for it. I liked what he said at Big Ten Media Days the other day. I liked what he said on our show last week with Matt LePay and Mark Tauscher. There's a reason morale is up. If only you could identify something that changed this offseason that would have sparked a lot of this the reinvigoration in Badgers athletics.
I'm struggling
Can't
to put my
think
finger
of what
on
that
it.
would have been.
Yeah, struggling to put my finger on it as well. No doubt about that. But Sean Eichhorst, definitely had nothing to do with that, the position that he is now in. But, hey, $25 million in the program certainly should help. But there you go. There's your Badgers talk for now. We're going to get back to Packers as Jason Wilde has made his way over to training camp practice number 2. Wilde will rejoin us from the sideline. But before we go to break, let's hear from Mark Tauscher on his friends at MoMA.
Mark Tauscher here, excited to tell you about my friends at MoMA. If you've been putting up with pain in your knee, shoulder, back, neck, don't just tough it out. Believe me, after all those years playing football, I know a thing or two about aches and pains. That's why I've partnered up with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. MoMA brings together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, making it easier to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. Whether you need care in one of their offices, the surgery center, ortho laser, which is what I've been using, Smart Scan, or Mosh, their experienced team is focused on helping you feel better and get back to living your life. Certainly helped me overcome some pretty bad knee pain thanks to the treatment at ortho laser that I've received throughout the summer. MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Man, I highly recommend seeing their team, as I personally have seen what the right care can do. Call or walk in or learn more at MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMaMKE.com.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
Enjoy Ozaki County's premier golf destination, The Bog in Saukville. Featuring 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, The Bog offers a golf experience unlike any other for all skill levels. But The Bog is more than just golf. It's the perfect setting for corporate events, weddings, and group outings. Our team brings every detail to life. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, then enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy The Bog.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
Mark Toscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Homer here. I've been on this journey since January and have already lost 27 pounds and on my way to at least 30. What I love most is how safe and easy this program has been. No complicated plans, just real results that fit into everyday life. If you've been looking for a weight loss program that really works, this is it. For a limited time, get $200 off with our summer special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
When your team needs custom gear, don't wing it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is your local partner for high-quality apparel with hands-on design help and services that actually feel, well, helpful. For your business, teams, or events, Big Frog makes it easy. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon today.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jen Latta. I've spent my career around athletes, coaches, and people looking for an edge. That's why I was so impressed when I visited Revival in Brookfield. From kickboxing-inspired fitness, Kaiser cutting-edge performance training, yoga, bar, Pilates, and a suite of recovery experiences that include red light therapy, infrared sauna, cold plunge, and contrast therapy, Revival is redefining fitness and wellness all under one roof. Limited Tier 1 memberships are now available while they last. Schedule a tour today at revivalbrookfield.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Wilde Tausch rolls on with Alex Strouf as our cousin sub of the day. Packers going through their early practice drills as they normally do, routes on air. And as a result, I just ran into one of and Tausch, if he was here, would be making fun of me for saying it, but it's true. Because remember, 31 seasons, that's a couple of thousand players or more. I wonder how many that is, actually. If you figure 90 on a roster, Strouf during the offseason, and then personnel moves. Not everyone changes from year to year, though, so it's not a new 90 the following year. But, we're talking probably 2,500 players minimum that I've covered during my career. One of my favorites, Tramon Williams, who will go into the Packers Hall of Fame tonight, along with Earl Dotson. And so it took me a little longer to get down here than I normally would. I stopped and chatted with him for a bit. And I told Jesse that I bumped into him. And Jesse, what'd you say?
Becca's favorite Packer of all time.
He is on my Mount Rushmore as well of favorite Packers ever. They do not win the Super Bowl in 2010, obviously, without him. He was incredible. The story's awesome. And by the way, and this is what you're alluding to by calling one of your favorites ever, the nicest guy in the world. Just one of the nicest people ever. I ran into him at a unnamed chain steak restaurant near Lambeau Field. This would have been probably 5 years ago now. When I was home in Green Bay for the holidays, and the dude had like a huge cavalcade of family with him, and he still held the door for me, which he didn't need to do. You're Tramon freaking Williams, dude. Go be with your family. But I said hello. One of my favorite players ever. Good to see you. But seriously, one of the best guys, and just such a tremendous story and a great player. That there's not a Super Bowl 45 trophy without Tramon Williams.
Well, and. You referenced his story, Strouf. Like, this is a guy, I love his story. Like, one of my questions at our press conference tonight is, what's the holdup on Disney doing the movie Story of Your Life? I mean, you think about what he's accomplished and how far he has come. This is a guy who arrived at Louisiana Tech and was sitting in the stands at his first football game watching his team struggle at corner, and he said, I can do better than this. And he walked onto the football team. And then he becomes one of the best shutdown corners in all of football in that 2009, 2010, 2011 window. And now he'll be in the Packers Hall of Fame. So we look forward to that. But it begs the question, and you cannot pick a quarterback. You can't pick Favre, you can't pick Rodgers, you can't pick Love. Who is your all-time favorite Packer?
Reggie White's off the list, too.
Okay. All right.
That's not fair.
Gonna move him?
Yeah. Can't say Star, Favre, Rodgers, or Reggie White. Those are immune. Retired.
But you're going to allow Jordan Love? I think we should ban quarterbacks. Non-quarterbacks.
I agree with Jason.
Quarterbacks
no
out.
quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks and Reggie White are out.
All right. Unless you want to say Matt Flynn. We'll let him slide. All right. Your all-time favorite Packer. I'm going to tweet this out as well. Text us on the Carbless Talking text line, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We will sprinkle in your responses as we get into what happens here at Ray Nitschke Field coming up. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch kicks off in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at greatmidwestbank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
You never know when someone you care about might need a place like Curative Care. For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. They help families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood. They connect parents with resources, provide guidance through challenging times, and create a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org. That's curative.org. Do it today.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
The best summer moments aren't always planned, and that's why Carbless is made for whatever's next. Delivering bold flavor in a convenient canned cocktail, Carbless is ready to go wherever summer takes you. With 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and only 100 calories, it fits seamlessly into your lifestyle so that you can enjoy every summer moment with bliss. And while you're making the most of the season, try the limited-time Americana Backyard Bliss Variety Pack or the Lemon Iced Tea 4-pack before they're gone. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find your bliss near you at drinkcarbless.com.
You're listening to the home of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now with Alex Strouf as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. Lots of legends here at Packers practice, including the great LaFawn Joslin, who is one of my all-time favorite Packers employees. Let me in the building the other day, which was nice of her to do. When you call the Packers switchboard, the main number, and the southern drawl says, "Good morning, Green Bay Packers." That's her. She's been doing it for 30-some, probably 40 years. One of the GOATs in Packers history. Aaron Rodgers used to say it's in the bricks in this place. It's also in the people. It's one of the great things about this organization and something they should always keep in mind. Speaking of keeping in mind.
You know, I was the voice of Dingledine Music Center at Bradley University for a short time.
Is there a jingle for that, Jesse?
There should be.
There's not.
If you need a drum called Jingle Dingle Dine.
It's a great name of a music building. No, my senior year, I was in a audio class. I was working at a radio station, and I told the band director, the music director at the department chair, I said, I want to re-record the voice that comes on that tells everybody to sit in your seats and turn your phones off and all that. It's been the same voice all 4 years I've been here. I'd like to redo it. I'd like my lasting legacy to be the voice of Dingledine Music Center. And then, so I recorded it and sent it to him without him asking me to do it. I just did it. And then before our senior concert, they debuted it. And so that was before the last concert I ever had there, they played it. And then I went back a couple years later and it was still playing. So for all I know, it might still be playing down there. So, yeah.
Dude, this is how I know I'm a dork, because I have lived the same experience. I did the same thing for the Denmark newspaper I used to work at, the Denmark News in Denmark, Wisconsin. When I left full-time to join the ESPN Madison team, I did the same thing. Can I please record the answer machine, which they let me do. So we're both dorks is what I'm learning. Well, not learning, reaffirming.
That has been your Packers training camp practice update presented by Dingledine Music Center and the Denmark News.
Please turn your phones to silent or off.
You're not missing much, to be frank. So don't worry about that. Some special teams drills going on at the far end of the field. The Packers quarterbacks going through some footwork drills at my end of the field. They have put a really very large trash and recycling receptacle in the location where I usually try to hide from everybody while doing the show. So on the one side, it gives me a place to set my water. On the other side, it is bulky. So but I'll make it work. Don't you worry. Packers also
very worried. Yes,
I can tell you were. Packers also going through some punt and kickoff return catches off the jugs machine. Matthew Golden's still getting some reps there. Jaden Reed's still getting some reps there. But this is one of the things I wanted to ask you about, Strouf, because I feel like because he didn't do a lot during the offseason program, I'm watching Sky Moore right now. That feels like a story that should have been a bigger story than it was, given how anemic the Packers' return game has been for a very long time. And the fact that this is a guy that ranked in the top 10 in both punt return and kickoff return a year ago. How do you view the addition of Sky with two Ys more?
Yeah, I do have an answer to the first part of what you said, which is why it isn't a bigger story, because I feel like we have some hangover from McCole Hardman from last year, a guy they brought into what we thought was return kicks and punts, and then ultimately he didn't make the roster. I don't think that will be the case with Sky Moore. I'm excited about the idea of a guy that's dedicated to that position for the first time since Keyshawn Nixon. And it's something I don't think the Packers valued the last 2 seasons under Rich Bisaccia as their special teams coordinator. That's why you had Matthew Golden and Jaden Reed returning kicks and punts, even though I think you and I discussed every week on Green Bay Game Day. Why don't they have somebody just dedicated to that? Jaden Reed is too valuable to this offense to get blown up during a punt return. So I agree with you. I think it's an important signing. I think he will have a role and will likely be, an emergency receiver, kind of like Bo Melton was in past years. I think he's probably behind Bo Melton on the wide receiver depth chart entering this season, but he's a guy that will have a dedicated position. And frankly, in this day and age of the NFL, I think it's important to have a guy like that on your roster that is dedicated to returning the kicks and the punts, like Keyshawn Nixon was a kick returner when he was initially brought in a couple of years back when he was the All-Pro back-to-back years at that position. So,
Strouf, I don't want to interrupt your thoughtfulness, but our favorite people from Associated Bank are here at practice today. I already did my Associated Bank read, so I'm not going to do it again, but great to see you guys. They by the way, this is the kind of people that work at Associated Bank. I have people, when I stand over here all the time, I'm clearly probably doing the radio show. Hey, how's it going? How are the kids? Everyone approaches, Heidi approaches. I don't mind interrupting the show for thoughtful people like that. So thank you for your support of our show. Bye.
Can we sleep at their office during the Notre Dame weekend?
Yeah, you should look into that.
Are you struggling for lodging? Is that the case?
Yeah, it's getting pricey. Getting pricey in the greater Green Bay area Labor Day weekend.
Jesse, what are you willing to pay for, say, a guest room that maybe would have 3 or 4 cats bunking in with you?
Ooh. No, I'm not entertaining this notion. I know you're not actually serious when you're offering this. I know you're not.
No, I am serious.
No,
I am serious.
No,
I am serious.
You're not.
Jesse, he's not serious about attending weddings, but he's serious if people want to come over. Like Uncle Charles stays every summer, doesn't he?
He does. Right.
Yeah.
Good. See, there's a man who listens.
What if I'd like to decline the invitation, but now that you've opened it up, we can give it away to a fan and a guest to take my spot at your house for Labor Day weekend of our 10th anniversary event. How about that?
Yeah, no. And by the way, I didn't give away my spot to your wedding. We chose to do that as a promotional stunt. I didn't just take it upon myself. Hey, but if you want to go, Levi, go right ahead. But be that as it may, I didn't mean to interrupt your story there, Strouf, about the special teams. You made a good point about Keyshawn Nixon, obviously, in recent years as a kick returner. But again, the idea that Sky Moore is going to be a difference maker, I certainly think that's the hope, but we'll have to wait and see if that ends up being the case. We will have more from Packers practice as Wilde Tausch rolls on. In a moment, we are still going through individual drills, so you're not missing much. Jesse, I'm sorry. It's always tough when I'm at practice and juggling hellos to important people like Dr. Ashok Rai of Prevea, and others. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Ben Bruss from Kyle and Bruss. Join us live at IKEA Oak Creek Friday, August 7th as we bring the fun and IKEA brings the flavor with their all-you-can-eat summer meat barbecue. From 3 to 7 p.m., you can dig into IKEA's famous meatballs with a bit of summer flair, plus a delicious lineup of barbecue favorites, all for just $5 when you're an IKEA family member. It's the perfect way to kick off the weekend with great food, unbeatable value, and me and Kyle from ESPN Milwaukee. Not an IKEA family member yet? Well, sign up for free at IKEA.us. We'll see you this Friday at IKEA.
25 years ago, a generational Bucs team made an unforgettable run.
This is the place to be.
Light It Up, narrated by Jim Paschke, is the new season of the Behind the Bucs podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucs and their run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bedlam here at the Bradley Center.
Listen now on Bucs.com/plus, the Bucs app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. And when we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
Summer is when homebuyers come out in full force.
Which means standing out matters. The right pricing, preparation, and marketing strategy can make all of the difference.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Bailey Eichner. Our white glove service includes expert communication, local knowledge, and luxury level service at every price point.
Because every home and every client deserves to be treated with care.
Get started today by searching online Tony Wendorf.
Tony Wendorf & Associates, driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Join Cousins Club Rewards today. Grab your first sub and your next one could be free. After your first qualifying purchase, you'll earn a free sub and start collecting points for free food, exclusive deals, and even Cousins gear. Sign up today. It's fast and easier than ever on the Cousins Subs app. Earn points online, on the app, or in store. However you enjoy Cousins Subs, your rewards are right at your fingertips. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Packers practice rolls on. We're into some 11-on-11 work. Strouf, again, I can give you a couple of updates. Jagger Burton, as Matt LaFleur had told us, after feeling something in his hamstring yesterday. He is not practicing. So some adjustments once again on the offensive line. Zach Tom has not been cleared for 11-on-11 work yet, so he's still waiting for that. I don't know if Aaron Banks has gotten some snaps or not. I'll watch that as it unfolds, but I can't put this off any longer. I know that this is important to you. You've been nice enough to fill in as our cousin sub of the day today. I think you've got another shift next week.
I do, yes.
I'm
back on Tuesday, yes.
As galactically stupid as this game is, it is time for yes or no.
Yes. Do we have the open? Oh, we don't have the open. That's okay.
I have the special music, but not the open.
That's
my
fine.
mistake.
So for those of you that are unfamiliar with our game, this is America's favorite radio segment. It is the moment that Johnny Hedge, what inspired this segment, gets put on the spot. He must answer the following questions with either yes or no. Let's start here, Jason.
Just to be clear for those that are unfamiliar with this game, this is how Strouf sets it up. I never actually answer yes or no. I've done it once, and it was because I was late to Green Bay game day, and it was my punishment. But I can guarantee you there will not be a yes or no answer to yes or no. Okay, please continue.
Now,
Go ahead.
I will say this. This is now this upcoming season will be the 4th season of Green Bay Game Day. You and I have played this game. I have gotten better at phrasing the questions, and you've gotten better at eluding the answers. So let's see how we do here. Former second-round pick Luke Musgrave, do you believe he will make the roster?
Well, this makes it very easy to avoid a yes or no answer because his situation right now is such a question mark. I mean, if his neck injury is a concern, then the answer is going to be no. At this point, we don't know, and Matt LaFleur was asked about him again today. You know, he felt something during the offseason program. He was doing just a regular individual drill, like blocking drill. And this neck issue is obviously enough of a concern that they've been extra cautious with him. Goody said it yesterday. Heads, necks, and hearts. Anything that's related to those three, they're going to be extra cautious. And so I don't even know I don't want to sound melodramatic, Strouf, but I don't know if Luke Musgrave's ever going to play again based on the way they're talking. Now, let's assume that he comes out on the other side of this and his neck is fine and he's not at any greater risk than any other NFL player to play. I do think they're keeping him. I am not of the belief that they're going to trade him. I'm not of the belief that they're going to cut him. Matt LaFleur said it yesterday that he has a skill, one skill that does not that you can't teach, and that's speed. He acknowledged that his production has been disappointing, and including to Luke. But no, I think they keep him, and then they don't re-sign him in free agency. That's what I think his career arc ends up being if he's healthy enough to play this season.
So yes or no, do you believe the tight end position is one to monitor that the Packers could add to this offseason?
Well, Strouf, every position needs to be monitored because, as we learned from Ted Thompson, you're just one or two twisted ankles away from being in a real need situation. So I think we'll be monitoring that position and every other one as we go through the process here. But certainly there's a couple of guys at that position that are largely unproven and some pretty big question marks that come with them as a result.
I said, should we monitor it? Just say yes, dude.
Just say yes. Isn't that who is that? There's a band that sings that song. Just say yes.
I don't know that
Snow Patrol, I think.
Oh, they're a one-hit wonder. I only know Chasing Cars by them. All right, let's go to the defensive side of the football, Jason. Yes or no? Baron Sorrell, currently the front runner to fill the most snaps left behind by Micah Parsons as he continues to recover. Baron Sorrell, the front runner opposite LVN.
Yeah, I won't go that far. He did take the first team reps yesterday opposite LVN. But look, I think Dennis Sutton, the dentist, as we affectionately call him,
yes,
he's one of my kind of dark horses because we've talked about, we've obviously talked till we're blue in the face about Trey Smack. We've talked about Jagger Burton. I think denied. We've talked about Brandon Cisse for sure, which, by the way, Keyshawn Nixon, we can confirm, is practicing as Matt LaFleur said he would be. But I think Deni Dennis Sutton is a really he's a big dude. And if he's got the quicks that they need at that edge position, he could be a factor as well. And then don't forget, and I know he doesn't like to be called this, but I like it, don't forget baby Micah. Colin Oliver. Again, he's got very little experience, was injured all of last year. But that's another guy that I think is in the mix. And there's a guy that's probably had the most production of any of those guys that should also be contemplated and might actually be the guy on opening day in Minnesota, and that's Brenton Cox, who was playing really well early in the season last year when he suffered, I don't know if it was a hip or a groin injury, but he was sidelined for a long time, but I like what he brings to the table as well.
I know preseason games aren't what they used to be, Jason, but I am curious to see which of those guys stand out in the preseason because all of them are young and unproven, maybe aside from Cox. The rest of them, we just really don't know what they have in them. Sorrell had some flashes last season. We didn't see a ton of baby Micah until week 18 dealing with an injury most of the season in Colin Oliver. But I know these are, and DDS, of course, a rookie. These are all guys the Packers are excited about. But we, as fans, don't really know what they are yet because we just, frankly, haven't seen them. So that's actually one thing I'm looking forward to come the preseason opener in Pittsburgh.
Well, I think Brenton Cox gets included in that group, too, because he hasn't played extensively. He's not as young as those other guys, to your point. But this is a huge opportunity for him. And, let's not forget, there was some baggage with him, right? He got kicked out of Georgia, and then he got kicked off the team at Florida right before the draft, right? Ended up being an undrafted free agent. But he's got a skill set, and as Tausch always says, talent outs. And there's enough talent there that they've kept him around. I feel like everyone is on the Baron Sorrell bandwagon, and I like that kid too. He's smart, he's engaging. His dad was showing up in our YouTube comments. I keep telling him that we got to bring his papa back into the YouTube comments. 99 gonna shine. Now's the time to be saying that, Barry. But I don't think it's a one-horse race, that's for sure.
With you on that. All right, let's go to the offensive line, Jason. Yes or no? And obviously Jagger Burton's sidelined today, so this might change your answer a bit. But yes or no, there is a legitimate competition at starting right guard between Anthony Belton and Jagger Burton. Yes or no?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there. Matt LaFleur, I don't know if Matt LaFleur and Goody are another turnover by the offense. I don't know if they're in lockstep on what exactly to do on the offensive line or not. Goody had a comment yesterday. I don't know. It was a little subtle, but he made the comment yesterday about how we think we've got people in the right positions now. And by the way, if that was a criticism of how the coaches played guys, I think it's probably worth pointing out that he was the one who decided, instead of signing a center or bringing back Josh Myers, he was the one who decided to move Elton Jenkins to center, which, by the way, did not work.
No.
By Elton Jenkins' own admission, and now Elton Jenkins is in Cleveland playing guard. Yep. So there's plenty of blame to go around there. There's part of me that wonders if having a legit swing tackle in Anthony Belton, who can play left or right tackle, because somebody's going to get hurt and miss time at one of those spots.
Right.
Is that the better way to go? But then again, if he's one of your best five, then you play him at right guard. It doesn't feel like they really know exactly how they want to go about it, and they don't have enough guys in the depth area to be able to say, all right, you're going to be the first one off the bench if it's a guard that goes down. Jacob Monk, you're going to be the first one off the bench if it's Sean Ryan at center that goes down. And Anthony Belton or Darian Kennard. I keep going back to this, but Darian Kennard told me last year, when I was the only one talking to him when he got here, because I wanted to ask him about being Dolly Parton's distant cousin. He said he's never played on the left side in the NFL. He's only been on the right side. So if something happens to Jordan Morgan, who is their backup left tackle? I feel like it's Zach Tom, most likely, but I don't think there's a clear-cut answer to that right now. So there's not a lot of answers on the offensive line at this point.
There's a lot more questions than there is answers. No doubt about that. Has anybody asked? This isn't a yes or no question, but I would like a yes or no answer. I'm not going to phrase it like the segment. Has anybody asked about the idea of are they still going to rotate offensive linemen? Because I am so sick of that.
Well, Strouf, we're gonna get our best 5 out there, and sometimes our best 5 are actually our best 6. So if rotating guys is the right thing to do at a position, we're gonna do that. We think it's valuable. We get guys work and experience.
Has he said that explicitly this year, though? I know he said that last year. Has he said that this year?
To your point, as you try to weasel your way into a yes or no answer, I don't think anybody's asked him that to this point.
Can you?
Let's get a little further into camp, because the question I would have is, will they have someone who's worthy of rotating, right? Like, is Jagger Burton, who dropped out of practice yesterday and is not practicing today, is he going to elevate as a rookie to be a guy that, even if he doesn't win the starting job over Anthony Belton, is he going to be good enough that they're going to want to get him on the field? Like, to me, that's that has to happen first before we start to talk about whether they're going to rotate. Because right now, I don't see a spot where they would want to rotate if Jagger Burton does not become that guy.
Interesting.
Ask Stenovich. He always says a little more than he should.
Yeah, that's true.
He does. That is part of Steno's charm. Totally agree with that assessment.
Great point. There you go. There's our abbreviated. Well, not even really abbreviated. There's our version of
Wait
yes
a minute.
or no.
You're going to leave Jesse way too much time for Wonelli. Did you? You got to.
Well, no. I have a different. I have a different question for you. It's just no longer a part of yes or no, because in the middle of one of your responses, you said, "Ooh, another turnover by the offense. What's going on in 11 by 11s? Bring us up to speed."
Or was it a takeaway for the defense?
It is. Yes, as Bobby Babich made very clear to us. Turnovers, that's what you say on offense. Takeaways is what we say, because we take the ball away. He sounded very much like Joe Barry when he said that to us back in May.
I don't like that comparison.
Well, no, it doesn't mean he's a coach like Joe Barry. It means he used the same phrase like Joe Barry. He did not say, CV. We call him CV, Carrington Valentine. Joe Barry had a little Caliendo imitating George W. Bush to him. That's the best way I can describe kind of his demeanor at the podium. No, there was a play earlier where Edger and Cooper, I think, would have had a sack on Jordan Love. They let the play keep running. He completed a ball to Sky Moore, and then Javon Bullard forced a fumble. There was another fumble, or I think it was a fumble at the far end of the. They're coming toward me now as opposed to away from me, so I can see a little bit better. I don't have obstructed view, but again, to your point, and the reason why you're asking this, the Green Bay Packers were 4th in the NFL in 2024 in takeaways with 31. Mm-hmm. 31. Last year, they had 14. And I didn't go to UW Stevens Point and major in mathematics like you did. But that's less than half than what they'd had the previous year. That's not acceptable. That's not good enough. They're going to have to be better in that category. Speaking of being better, Jesse Nelson returns to Wonelli for the first time in months. I don't know how he will fare.
Oh boy!
But I know this: he will not do as well as Gruber Offices will do for you if you've been injured in an accident. And I hope you never are. I hope you never have to make the call. Please don't make the call because you've been injured in an accident. If you have been injured, though, make the call. You have to make the call because you want the best team on your team to make sure that you get what you deserve and are taken care of because you've been injured in that accident. One call, that's all. Gruber Offices, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Given all the partners we've seen throughout the course of the show today, keep waiting for David to walk by. Maybe he'll be at a practice later in camp. Again, go to the website, gruber-law.com, or make the call, 414-276-6666, Gruber Offices. One call. That's all. We make the call to Jesse Nelson for Wonelli next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, former orthopedic surgeon, now National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Scheinkup is talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I know every detail matters when it comes to performance. And right now, Iron Jock is giving you one more reason to gear up. Now through August 2nd, score our best deal on the Iron Jock Basics Bundle. Get a pair of Iron Jock boxers, crew socks, and a t-shirt for just $57.50. Iron Jock products are moisture wicking and powered by silver ion technology to help fight odor-causing bacteria. Iron Jock, built on performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Hi, it's Jen Latta. If you've ever put off a painting project because it felt too overwhelming, I totally understand. That's why I was so impressed with 2-Day Painting. From the first consultation to the final walkthrough, their team made the entire process so easy. They recently painted the exterior of my home, and I couldn't be happier with the results. The quality of the work and attention to detail really stood out. Right now, ask about 15% off and free touch-ups for life. Schedule your free estimate today at 2daypainting.com. That's 2daypainting.com, and tell them Jen sent you.
Not every order is a big order, but it still matters. At Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more, there are no minimums. So whether you need 1 shirt or 100, you still get the same personalized service, hands-on design help, and high-quality results. Sometimes it's a small team, a quick idea, or something you just want to get right the first time. It's custom apparel without the pressure. Perfect for your business, event, and team. Big Frog makes it easy to create exactly what you need with a local team ready to help every step of the way. Get started today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Without further ado, let's give Jesse as little time as possible for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
I really haven't done this that much lately. This is pretty crazy.
I'm a little worried you're going to be rusty.
I am a little rusty, so what I'm going to mostly do is read texts with people saying who their favorite Packers player is, because that's fun, and we've got a lot of great answers. But first, since I'm off tomorrow, we're going up north for Becca's birthday weekend this weekend, so happy birthday.
Up north like Tomahawk, Presque
Crivets,
Isle,
Jason.
Manitowish Waters.
I'll be in Crivets next weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
My best friend's cottage is up there, and I haven't been up in a few years, so we're taking a trip up there.
Crivets, which is definitely up north, as advertised on this billboard in downtown Crivets
Sure
that I
is.
stopped to confirm.
That Piggly Wiggly's elite. That is an elite grocery store, as long as you get there early enough on Friday.
Wait, what is your connection to Crivets?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
My lifelong best friend, Adam. He's been my best friend since I was 3. We grew up down the street from each other on the east side of Green Bay. His family's had a cottage up there for as long as I've known him, and so
What a good person he must be.
I know, right? He's the opposite of me. He's more introverted, which I don't know how we still get along all these years later, but that's neither here nor there.
Never gets a word in edgewise.
No, definitely not. But apparently he's all right with it. Now, we've gone up there my whole life. So when I was a kid, I would go up there 3-4 times a summer. I haven't been up in like 3 years at this point. So me and the fiance, him and his girlfriend, we're going up next weekend, which I'm very excited about. That's my connection.
All right,
to
sorry,
Crivets,
Jesse,
to
go
answer your
ahead.
question. Go ahead, Jesse.
Jesse, go ahead. Jesse, go ahead.
So I wanted to say happy anniversary to Pat Murphy and the debut in the public realm of the Pocket Pancake.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday marks the 1-year anniversary of the world discovering that Pat Murphy likes having a pocket pancake with him in the dugout during games. Do you have a go-to food item that you like to keep in your pocket in a pitch situation?
Oh, my Lord.
What kind of question is this? You
You
were
really
joking
are
about
rusty.
rust. What the hell was that?
Strouf seems like the kind of guy that would keep like some tater tots.
Are you
corn
dog.
dog.
Hold on a minute. Are you comparing me to Napoleon Dynamite right now?
A little bit, yeah. I can see it.
Whoa, Nelly!
Yeah, good choice.
Little Pop-Tart action.
Nope, don't eat Pop-Tarts.
All right, anyway, everyone's favorite Packers on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. Jason, do you bring any food with you to training camp practice? It's hot out there. You got like a popsicle.
What's going on? You just said everybody's favorite Packer, and then you asked him a different
I feel like
what's
Jason,
going on with
Jason
you?
seems like a guy. Like we got this still photo of him we've been using for 6 years on our video
Yeah,
stream. It looks like he might have.
I'm not eating in it, am I?
No, but it looks like
there's
he
a
might have.
bubbler in his bag.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a pocket food guy. I do
goldfish.
I'm overrated in my estimation. I do have some protein bars in my office right now, but again, I haven't been able to stock my office the way it was once stocked. So no, I don't really have any food options. By the way, you mentioned it being warm, which I don't think you want to have food in your pocket when it's hot, right?
Probably
that's
not.
a bad idea.
Probably not.
I'm looking at these coaches, and I'm obviously at the end of the field, standing in the shade, doing the radio show. But there's a bunch of coaches out here in sweatshirt, like hoodies. Like, why? Like, now they're in better shape than me. Tausch has always said, us bigger guys, we don't have heavier set guys. You don't like the heat. But like a sweatshirt, it's 88 degrees.
Here's my thing, Jason. I don't know if I'm exercising, I'd be wearing a hoodie, but I'm a hoodie year-round type of guy. I mean, how many years in a row have I showed up to Summerfest for State of the Packers, and when I shouldn't have wore a hoodie this year? How many times have I done that? 4 years in a row I've done that. Yes. Now, my reason is...
stink after that, don't you?
Yeah, but I sweat regardless. I deal with a little hyperhidrosis of the underarms. So that's
Well, that
also
was
why
more
I do it.
information than I needed.
I wear dark colors, so you can't tell I'm sweating through my shirt.
Whoa, Nelly!
Yeah, that's a fair point.
All right.
Favorite all-time Packers.
Yeah, there's some good ones here.
This segment has been a train wreck.
Corey in Southwest Wisconsin, Sterling Sharp, his favorite Packer of all time. Several votes for Robert Brooks from an 808 area code. Not familiar with where that is. Donald Driver getting a lot of votes from several different fans.
808, by the way, Jesse. Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, wow. Hawaii loves Robert Brooks. All right.
Almost as big as Robert Brooks in Hawaii. By the way, I texted my friend Trisha Whitaker, who was the interviewer.
Yes.
She worked at WBAY here in Green Bay for a while before she went on to bigger and better things. And I said, happy anniversary to the Pocket Pancake. And she said, wait, stop. Is it really? I had no idea. That's hilarious.
Saturday, the anniversary.
Will be the anniversary.
Yeah, make sure we're not giving her bad information.
August 1st.
I'm told it's Saturday now.
Becca's birthday, yeah. John in Verona, favorite Packer of all time, Nick Collins.
He's here. You want me to go tell him?
Sure, tell him John in Verona is a huge fan, favorite of all time, on his way to Canton before the neck injury.
Yeah, he will always be one of the all-time what-ifs.
Jim in Indianapolis, of the older generation, Max McGee, his favorite Packer of all time.
I imagine his media career helped with his likability as well.
I agree. Although, I mean, catching big plays in a Super Bowl while hungover, I mean, even if he had never gotten the radio gig, that makes him puts him pretty high on the
it's a very Wisconsin story. Not expecting to play and then doing what he did in a Super Bowl. Absolutely.
A couple of people have broken the rules. Patty in Milwaukee, my favorite Packer of all time is Don Majkowski, the Magic Man.
Okay.
I bet she had that legendary poster back in the day.
I imagine.
So do you feel like we should have made exceptions for
the non-Hall of Fame? Yeah, because also Dwayne in a big truck says, I don't care about your rules, Lynn Dickey is his text in.
I think we'll let that one slide.
608 text in, John Brockington, favorite of all time.
My guy's name still
Some
hasn't
old
been
school
mentioned.
ones.
Yeah. Dan in Brothertown, Willie Wood, favorite Packer of all time. And Matt Coonan says Antonio Freeman, big fan of USA soccer, evidently.
Jesse, who's yours?
Well,
Josh Jackson.
Josh Jackson, yeah, should have been. Being able to separate the love of the athlete from anything that has happened since.
Love the art, not the artist.
My love of sports stemmed from being a kid watching Brett Favre as the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Right, but he's off limits.
Yeah.
He was off the list anyway, Jesse.
That's true. I forgot we did say that, didn't we?
Okay.
Well, in case...
It's great to have you back producing the show.
You have had a terrible segment.
Leroy Butler.
Okay.
Lambeau Leap.
Charles Woodson for me. Surprised his name didn't come up.
I'm surprised
So there were
as well.
some lists that sent like 10 names in, which, we're playing
Sounds like
favorite.
the kind of list I would make.
It's like saying I have 10 best friends, which is a whole thing we don't want to get into. But
yeah, tier them. Yeah.
Charles Woodson mentioned in a couple of the lists that had multiple, but not any just individually saying Charles Woodson that I could
He's
tell.
my solo. I've got a thing for D-backs, man. Like my current favorite Packer that's not Micah or Jordan Love is Evan Williams.
I can see that as well.
I really think he's going to be a great player. Jason.
I couldn't pick just one. What I would say, I would definitely have to have a tier one that would be probably 20-ish guys. Tausch is on that list.
I was also going to say, nobody brought up Tausch on this show.
Now, I'm sure there's lots of people that feel that way about Tausch, as well they should. Woodson's on that list, but Tausch loves to give me a hard time about this. But mine's Dorsey Levens, probably. He definitely ranks ahead of Tausch. I don't know if he ranks ahead of Al Harris or Charles Woodson. But Dorsey Levens, he and I kind of came up together. He was a young player when I was a young reporter, so he's one of my favorites. And I agree with you on Evan Williams, who also reminds me of Micah Hyde, who was also one of my favorites. So that's a pretty good list, Jesse, even though you've had a terrible segment. All right, we need to wrap things up. Before we can do that, we need to hear from Tausch one more time about Annex Wealth Management. Then we'll wrap things up next with Alex Strouf as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Mark Tauscher here for Annex Wealth Management. Well, over the years, a lot of people, including me, have credited Mike Tyson with saying everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, I don't know if he actually came up with it, but it's a good line. As a professional athlete and in hosting this show for the last 10 years, I can think of countless examples of times when we thought one thing was going to happen until getting hit with the unexpected. The same goes for retirement. You're not going to be able to see around corners. Stuff's going to happen you don't expect, but your plan has to be built to handle it. That's what the people at Annex do. They help you build a plan, and it's not just about investments. It's about the whole thing. Taxes, retirement, your lifestyle. Give Annex Wealth Management a call today or check them out online at annexwealth.com.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, it's Ben Brust. ESPN Milwaukee is headed to the Wisconsin State Fair, and we want to see you at Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill. Join Kyle and me live from 2 to 5 August 6th, 10th, and 11th. Grab a drink at the new Sipsconsin Cocktail Bar. Try the Chimmy Brat Changa or can-dried bacon cheese curds. Then play Taste Great, Less Filling at 3 o'clock for your chance to win Milwaukee baseball tickets. Plus, Left's has a semi-private space perfect for your next group outing at the fair. Great food, great music, and ESPN Milwaukee only at Left's.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
Summer and baseball go hand in hand, and as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Carbless is helping fans swing into full flavor all season long. Whether you're at the ballpark, tailgating with friends, or catching the game from home, Carbless delivers bold flavor in a convenient canned cocktail that's ready wherever summer takes you. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 100 calories, gluten-free and full of flavor. Carbless. Find your bliss near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Your garage can be more than just a place to park your car. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Whether it's your workshop, your project space, or where you store all the gear that comes with living an active Wisconsin lifestyle, Closets by Design can help make the most of it. Customary cabinetry, wall storage systems, and durable flooring solutions designed specifically for the way that you use the space. Right now, you can get 40% off, plus ask about special financing options. Schedule your free in-home design consultation today at closetsbydesign.com and tell them Jen sent you.
I love a good competition, especially when it brings together some of my favorite things. UW Credit Union, Wisconsin sports, and some friendly trash talk. Mark Tauscher here, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to the inaugural UW Credit Union Games. Watch Wisconsin student athletes from various sports go head-to-head until we crown the ultimate winner. Follow along on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and all of our social media platforms. UW Credit Union, here for every you.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian, more.
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. After your round, stop in the clubhouse for food and drinks. Call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Packers practice rolls on, scheduled to go till about 12:25 today. Strouf, we went through our favorite Packers there. Obviously, Charles Woodson is one of the greatest players of all time. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Were you imitating him in your backyard growing up? I'm sure you had the same swivel hips that he did to get into coverage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No imitations happening. No, I mean, I loved the way he played. He made such a difference on that Packers defense. Obviously, got hurt in the Super Bowl, but was just such a leader on that team. One of
the coolest people to ever set foot in that locker room.
Yeah, without a doubt. And he's become a frequent guest on this show, and I always love hearing his insights. It's probably almost been a decade since he's been out of the league at this point. But he's just the best, and I loved watching him. And I don't know, like I said before, I love watching defensive backs. I've always had an affinity for defensive backs, and it probably started around him, maybe a little bit earlier with like Al Harris, Mike McKenzie, but he was an all-time great.
So is Tramon Williams, who just walked into practice, so I will let him know that Becca's very excited for his Hall of Fame induction, and we will do this again tomorrow. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us. Thanks to Alex Strouf for being our cousin sub of the day. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here from MoMA. Battling a sore knee, a shoulder, elbow, hand, neck, back, or foot pain? MoMA can get you back in the game. MoMA is the new Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance, connecting trusted local providers